Yeah, the first request was to begin with FNO charts and various tools that we have in this chart. So I'll start off here. Now here, these are trading view based charts. So functionality wise, almost I would say 80% of the functionality will be common with the trading view website. But trading view, what it does is when it gives a charting library to other website, it does not give all the features. So some of the features, like one of the most popular one is probably the anchored VWAP over here as a drawing tool. So they do not give that as part of the charting library that is given to other websites. So we have such tools we add as indicators this way. And whatever we have added, we just add iCharts tag here. So you can just quickly search for our indicators this way. So all these indicators are what we have added. So we will continue to add any key indicators are there. If lots of you people suggest, then we'll go ahead and add it. So this is what we have added. So anchor VWAP we had to add. So let us first discuss about that. And we'll go through all these indicators. Now I will just maximize this. Now anchored VWAP, many have asked what to do, how to do it and all that. So there are many ways. There are two key ways of using anchored VWAP. One is you plot starting with lows and highs. So you can probably identify whatever extreme lows and extreme highs are there. And then you can plot AVWAP from there. And then you can analyze using that. We'll just take one example here. Suppose, let me plot here. 18th August, 315. So here, the thing is, with the drawing tool, it is easy. So you can just click here and then click here, and that's it. Then it will get added. But here, it's a little bit tricky because you have to go and specify this particular start point. By default, it will just add to current day's start, 9:15. So you just have to set it in the indicators parameter to 18th August, 15:50. So you click here once the AVWAP is added here. August 18th, 15:15. So it will get set to this. So August is the month here. August is the month here. Date is 18th and time is 15:15. So 15:15. So once you do that, it will get added this way. Now, the idea is basically if price is below this, then it is bearish, and once it is above this, it is bullish. So most of the time, this will get respected, and you get good. You can catch a little bit of a decent amount of trend once you do that. There will always be cases like this when something like this happens. So can't help with that. I mean, this is again just an indicator. So this is one way you can again select one more. You can add one more and add it to a low point also. So let me add this again here. Let me change it to something else and say 29th August. 29th August, 9:15 is 29th August, 9:15. What did I do? 29th August, 9:15. So here this again. So this way you can add, you can set AVWAPs to begin from multiple points. So this is one way. So as long as once you have set, suppose you have started here, and this will get more useful when you add multiple lines. Actually, just one line is not that significant, but once you add a few lines from few tops and bottoms, then it starts to become useful, because once you have these two lines over here, then these two will act as your support. And similarly, from top is going to be once a line is drawn from the top, this is going to be your initial resistance. Once it goes above it, it becomes your support. So these continue to act this way. The other way is to start the line from the day after an expiry, that is Friday, any Friday, every Friday, plot about 3 or 4 lines, 5 lines, and then you will see a trend form. Let me start doing it. This was 8th was expiry, so I'll just leave this, but let me just plot this as the latest one. 9th, 9:15. This is the latest one. And a start of the new week. The idea is that whenever a VWAP starts from Friday, the trend generally continues for the week. It generally happens. Of course, there will always be exceptions. So now here, the start of the week itself was bearish. It started slightly bullish, but then it is now below VWAP. So the view for the week is going to be sideways to down. So down or sideways, if this VWAP gets broken, and this when it continues tomorrow. So if it breaks and stays above this, then only then the view will change to bullish. Until that time, it is going to be sideways to bearish. So now the expiry before this was. Let me check the calendar.
Sir, one question, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Your chart is saying that it is, trailing under AVWAP, and your OI is saying that banking fee is bullish, right?
Yeah.
Why? So why there is? There is a difference.
No, I didn't get you. Can you repeat that? Which OI is saying it is bullish?
The Bank Nifty OI, when we have just checked the Bank Nifty OI as on 9th of September, okay, EOD chart, EOD OI details. When
the option chain, you know,
option chain, right? So in that, it is showing the bullish, okay. But in the chart, it is showing bearish. Like
you
bearish.
can, whatever indicators you use, they all are not going to point to the same direction. OI is going to be slightly lagging, so it will not be.
Okay.
It will not be, and it will always, most of the time, I would say 50% of the time, or even more, it will give a very different picture. Even when the trend is going to change, OI will start changing slowly, much before the actual trend change. So if you just stick to that, it is going to be very difficult. Just one view, or if you monitor too many and focus, get confused, that is also going to be a problem. You need to know that eventually price is going to be override everything, because it is always going to override. So your price based indicators are going to be primary. So because even if OI keeps giving you bullish signals, until price confirms that it is bullish, you anyway can't take the trade, right? Because if you take,
right,
it could be a problem.
Right.
So OI.
So sorry for the interview.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Keep the questions coming. No, I have no issue. But it is important to look at OI and make sure where the chunk of the traders are standing. So it could be bullish. Who knows? Tomorrow maybe we'll gap up and then this will turn bullish. So you need to keep an eye on many of the things. Prices definitely, it's going to be the most important. So everything is secondary to price.
Yeah, but sir, you are suggesting that on every Friday, then week starts. At that point of time, we can just use AVWAP and put it so that we can come to know that how the trend is going to be during the week. That way,
yes, that is one of your key inputs. So if OI is also pointing in that direction, and this VWAP is also pointing in that direction, then that's it. You have two positive things, one price wise and OI wise. So you can go with that. Now, suppose this is now positive, OI over here is still showing you positive, then you can wait. You can wait and wait for a breakdown of this. and you will still stay bullish. Even though this here is telling you that it is bearish, you can probably wait for a little bit if OI is strongly bullish over here. So you can give weightage to certain things and keep these multiple things in mind. I mean, price and OI both. Now let me plot a couple of more lines and then we'll see. Just give me just a minute.
So just a moment, second. I mean,
Yeah.
I have one question, please.
Yeah.
Okay, now on 8th of September, if you see, there is a gap up. Okay.
Yeah.
So the gap up is around, how much points? Around 400, 300 points gap up, right?
Yeah.
From the VWAP. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest? I mean, should we take a trade in that with the stop loss of VWAP, right?
Yeah, absolutely. See, this is bullish, so that it will be much more clear when we point few more lines.
Okay,
See,
okay. See, okay.
Yeah. See, I've pointed all these are starting on Fridays. So this is what I wanted to point out. So you know that there is a support here. So you will still, for this is starting from a Friday, and on Friday itself it has broken up. It initially started down. On the first day, it is always going to be like this. It could not give you clear indication, but sooner or later it will give you. And then once it is bullish over here, next day also bullish, the day after that also, 3 days it is bullish. So here it drops below VWAP, so you are kind of bearish. Now here what I'm saying is if OI is slightly negative only, it's not too negative, then you have some confidence because there is a support here also. This is the 26th August line that is going. So what I do is I plot about 3, 4 or 5 lines, and then I just monitor those for supports. This is what you can keep. I mean, so your positional trades, this is mainly for positional actually. This is mainly for positional. So your positional trades can be in the right direction. It forces you to be in the right direction. So when you have multiple levels here. Once this goes, you have something like this, and then if OI is still supporting your view, then you can probably wait, because this anyway it has not broken the morning's lows. I mean, I would wait at least for 1 hour hourly break here, because the first hour low, if it breaks, then probably that's it. You would have to get out of your long trades, but otherwise you can wait if you are at a support. So the lines starting on Fridays can give you good indication. You can plot previous ones also and check. You can change the contracts, plot, go to previous expiries and plot and see. I have plotted this for a long time and I've checked. This gives you the general direction property. There will always be confusion. Now, so if you see this, let me plot the previous one also, then we'll see. 26th August, the one before that is 19th, 12th, and 5th.
So all the lines you're selecting from Fridays, all the lines.
These are all starting from Fridays, day
okay.
after expiry. That is a beginning of new series, the next expiry series.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me quickly plot the other ones. So we'll see. One is from 19th August, and just give some color, different color here. 19th here, then 12th. This way. Now here you will see a trend change very clearly. I mean, this is your previous expiry support. This expiry immediately it went bearish and then broke this also, and then it continued down, and then the trend changed here on this day. Again, this is one single expiry. I think next expiry is here. This expiry is from here to here. So this was a little bit tricky, but you still over here, this itself was indication number 1, but of course you wouldn't have reversed your trade too long, but here you would have. So this kind, I mean, such weeks are also there, but generally it tends to stay in the same direction, like here, like how it is the whole expiry, it was bullish. This was 50-50. Half of the time it was bearish, the next half bullish. This also was that way. So whenever sideways is there, you would see that it goes down and then up. But you have points of reference here, and where your trend is changing, you get clear-cut idea, and then you can probably come out of your trades or somehow I make adjustments, handle your trade a little bit.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Srikanth, I have a question. If you are plotting this AVWAP on every Friday, so
Every Friday 9:15, yes.
okay, you are keeping you are plotting keeping in mind the time, not OI or something else.
Not why, nothing, just the time. This AVWAP begins at Friday morning 9:15. That's it.
First 15 minutes. Okay, okay.
And plot for about last 4 or 5 expiries, that should be enough. Because if you see, the longer you go, the longest ones will match. I mean, they'll be almost the same. So you need not plot much before 4 or 5 expiries, because only the closer ones will get will change significantly. The longer ones will remain the same. If you see this black orange, they'll be almost the same.
Yeah, that makes sense, because the older we go, the lower the volume will be. So
Exactly, the volume and price, they'll start matching. Even this one has started matching here. Yeah.
Sir, can we use these tricks for stock option also?
Yeah, absolutely. Use for stocks also. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The price volume. This just depends on
Sir,
price and volume.
please,
So
can you please, I mean, after this particular thing is over, can you show it on ITC? If you have
on what? Sorry.
on ITC chart.
ITC. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. We can take one more example. Definitely. We'll do that. Yeah. Let me see if I can
Srikanth, just to know that from trading view and this iChart, this AVWAP, any difference, or this is the iChart in view, some differences are there in that internally?
We have I mean, we had a discussion recently in Telegram group also, and I had showed them that only there is a very minor difference, like 0.5 paise, 5-10 paise difference. That's all in final values of the VWAP. So it'll be very close to what is on trade. Slight that rounding of errors are there. That's it. Computation.
Sir, please mute.
Yeah,
Sir, please mute
whoever is
everybody.
not asking the question, please mute. Kindly mute, please. Unable to mute everyone. Can whoever it is, can you please mute? Yeah, thank you.
Sir,
now,
I have a question.
Yeah.
See, the same AVWAP we can do on options chart too, right?
Yes. Wherever you have
yes.
price and volume. Yeah.
Yes. So in that case, what should be my setup to get more accuracy? Because this is positional, which is very clear to me. Yeah. When I go in options, how should be my setup that it gives me? Because I've seen many people are using AVWAP on options chart, and they follow it based on. But my confusion, my knowledge gap is what should be the setup, because options are very volatile. They are not like index where movement happens slowly. When options, movement happens very fast. So
yeah, I think you need you will need more price-based indicators over there, because more than price and volume. See, what will happen is we are talking about mostly weekly options here, and there is a decay component also there, and there is a volatility component also there. So once those things come into picture, then the only price and volume may not reflect everything over there. So your decision has to be more price based also. So there, I don't I don't know. I mean, I have not used VWAP much on option charts. I mostly use this a lot on futures charts for positional placement of trades. So now I think for options, I think you need to look at the price indicators more. I think I strongly advise that
Okay.
be much better.
Yeah, and just to
Yeah.
add on,
Yeah.
options expire weekly. So this
Yes.
is whatever Srikanth is plotting is futures.
Yeah.
So you can't have those multiple Friday references for options because it
Yeah,
will
I
get
mean,
expired.
even if you go with monthly options, what is going to happen is
Volumes will be very low, and
yeah,
it will be highly
eventually
misleading.
last 2 weeks time decay will take over, and that will have a lot more effect on the prices than just price and volume. So the price itself will change significantly, and volume may not have that much effect.
So-
I don't know how it is going to
Yeah,
work.
yeah. So you're
Yeah.
saying that it does not make means it does not give a proper cannot use as a valid indicator over the options chart for making any trade, right?
Yeah, frankly, I would have to check this thoroughly once.
Okay.
See, mostly
I-
what happens is people trade based on VWAP, not AVWAP and options. So
Yeah,
Oh,
VWAP,
if
yeah,
yeah,
probably
the
that
call
would be.
price is above VWAP and people are open interest is reducing, that means then there is some short covering. Like
That is
people
purely
follow.
for intraday. Yeah, intraday
But,
probably. Yeah, that.
but it can be used for option selling, I think, right?
Yes, yes.
Because
Srikanth, add to that, I have seen many people using this anchor VWAP, particularly for intraday option selling, so that
Okay.
because they will catch that decay factor and they will plot it on
exactly. Because
higher
I
Probably
think
swing.
that
experiment.
is to our favor.
Yeah,
That
you
is
need to be
the
as
favor.
I said. Frankly, I have not used it on options chart, so you can plot an experiment with it and see. I mean, if you find useful, then why
No,
not?
I'm
use it?
using
Definitely.
I'm using it. So that's what
Okay,
while
okay.
the identifying that swings, particularly ITM options, you write, so that
Yeah.
gives you that decay factor more effectively, so that you could have cushion with that certain Fibo numbers when you are find like 444, 729, 750, like that and all. Whenever you plot that onto the high of that, so that you can have some
Fine.
conviction.
I think the only thing that you cannot do is probably have multiple VWAP, AVWAP lines there, but you can
No,
probably use from highs
yeah.
and lows. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
should be.
that cannot be possible. No, not only loss is a particularly very useful when you are going to write the options, not to buy the option.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Let us go ahead. Yeah.
Shrikant, I have a small observation that I have noticed that when open or high or open or low is equal in first 1 hour, say in TCS case 2 days back, if you notice that the open or low is equal, when you place AVWAP there, don't you think the result will be little bit better if we add something, value addition by placing it always at 950? If we filter it out, say on the basis of open or high, open or low, so don't you think the result will be much better? You
I
can
have
see
no
that.
idea. I have no idea. You can check all that. I'm just giving you 2 examples of what you could do. And there are infinite ways to use this tool.
There's
So-
no particular reason why you are doing this. You are doing it just for only on the basis of your past.
Okay. The basis, I'll tell you why I'm doing this. See, the thing is, what is going to happen is much of the chunk of the volume is going to come into a contract on Friday. When the previous day, on Thursday, an expiry is over, and on Friday, new expiry begins. And you will see if you go on any Friday total PEC or OI chart, you will see for the first 1-2 hours, huge amount of OI will get added on both call and put side. That is the new positions, new OI coming into this new expiry. So where
this is the logic or reason you have.
exactly that's it, because
Then
that volume becomes very important. So that volume will support whatever move is going on, and then we are tracking that using AVWAP. That's it.
It is a trading view chart is the only futures we could able to see, our spot also we can check.
So we don't have spot data. We only have
Okay.
futures and options data currently.
Okay. Do you have any plan to add up at least like Nifty 50 stock cash?
We will add in the future. We'll
Okay.
add once we add, then once we get the feed, the all symbols will be there, not
Okay.
just Nifty 50. So we'll
Okay,
be
thank
doing
you.
that. We are just planning it. So we'll do that in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Srikanth, after this discussion, probably if you touch upon the FIBO setting savings, which I asked you in the chat. It'll be really helpful for me.
Yeah, I'll have to probably, we'll have to, as I said, we'll have to log in remotely and check, because I checked, I'm able to save it. Because
Once I save it, even I could also save it. Once I log out from this session, if I reopen it again, the FIBO, it is going back to the default settings. That's the reason, you know.
Okay, let us check that, because I've already checked this. Will separately connect and check. That will be better.
Sure. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on this, or we can go ahead?
श्रीकांत सर,
Yeah.
हाँ, गुड इवनिंग सर।
Good evening.
सर मेरा एक सजेशन ये था, इसी आपका जो बीटा के अंदर में रेजिस्टेंस और जो सपोर्ट्स के जो स्टॉक्स आते हैं,
हाँ,
उसमें एक चीज उसमें ऑप्शन ऐड हो सकता हो तो बहुत बेस्ट हो जाएगा। एक्चुअली सपोर्ट और रेजिस्टेंस पे हाईएस्ट ओआई एंड हाईएस्ट वॉल्यूम एंड हाईएस्ट ओआई चेंज,
हाँ सर, ये
तीनों
लास्ट
का
में क्वेश्चंस आंसर सेशन में डिस्कस करेंगे, क्योंकि वरना फिर ये टॉपिक्स खत्म नहीं होंगे हमारे।
ओके ओके
कोई बेटर रहेगा। लास्ट में हाफ एन आवर में आप कुछ भी पूछिए, मैं डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करूंगा।
ठीक है सर।
Srikanth sir, requesting you to this F&O particularly, I think we should cover all the aspects like PCR and the OI.
Yes. That is what I'm going
once
next.
we complete, then I think that we should take the another topic.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm done with AVWAP now. I'll just remove this and we'll go ahead with other indicators. Let me quickly check. Okay, now the other indicators that we have on futures chart particularly are IV, PCR, open interest, combined open interest. Let me just take all these. So, or should I take? What you can do is, so these are indicators that we have added. IV is the ATM average, call and put average IV of the ATM strike of Bank Nifty. When you add IV here for futures chart, that is what will be used. At the money, IV is going to be used here. So this, if you want to see it this way, you can see it this way, or if you want to, you can drag and drop it on the chart itself. So, and then you can use it this way also. This is what you can do. Same with PCR. If you want, you can. This again, PCR is the overall PCR for the futures script. So overall means total this particular expiries overall PCR. That is the total put OI divided by total call OI. So this is not combined. This is not for all expiries. This is for this expiries PCR. This again, I think it will be far more useful once you drop it over here, and then probably you can change the color this way. So you can use it this way. The idea is that again, whenever PCR is going up, then it is overall, it is bullish. When it is coming down, it is overall bearish. So at the moment, it is more or less sideways to bearish at the moment, as per PCR. And this red line is the IV here. So you can either view it here below, or you can move it to the chart. Just click and drag and put it here. You can do that. Open interest here, open interest also, let me remove PCR and IV. Open interest, people like to see moving average also. So you can enable moving average here and say, let me make it to 20. So you can do it this way. If it is not clear over here, you can just click and move it here. So people like to use this. This will be a lot more better to look at. So this is the open interest for this contract. Now, if you want combined open interest, then this is combined open interest is there. Combined means all expiries, futures only open interest. This is futures open interest. This open interest and also this combined open interest. This futures only. So if you want to track for all expiries of Bank Nifty, all futures expiries, so 3 expiries, so you can, this is the one. So in this also you can enable moving average and then drag it over here. So and view it this way.
That all expiries means is the expiry of that current month, all expiries. If there is a 4 expiries, it will be cumulative of all 4 expiries, right?
Yeah, futures only, futures expiries.
Yeah, futures only.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, all expiries.
So Sir, can you show once again how to put this PCR chart over this chart? Because I'm trying, it's not happening over here.
Yeah, okay. What you can do is PCR chart. Right? There are two ways. You can click on this, hold the mouse key down, and just take your cursor here and leave it.
I'm trying.
That is one way. And the other way is you can go here also. You can go here also and do it.
Okay, I did it. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, okay. So these are all the iCharts indicators. Basically, this is just a RSI with moving average. So we had, because moving average, this RSI that TradingView has given did not have a moving average. So people had asked for moving average. So we have added it here. You can go and enable if you want this way. So if you want, you can use this. So any other, if indicators are required, very much required, you can't do it without it, then you can just let us know. We'll consider adding it to our setup over here. So this now for, let me quickly go to options charts here.
Sir, one question here.
Yeah.
The PCR, how to trade only using the PCR? If it is going up, it's a bullish. I mean,
yeah, generally, but you need to get very precise with it because what happens is sometimes PCR will go flat, or then it will start to go down while the price is still going up. So you still keep trailing using some kind of a moving average or ATR or whatever, but you need to keep an eye on PCR. PCR will tell you where the trend of OI is going. So it will tell you that OI is shifting a little bit, but you still need to be, you need to wait for price confirmation, and then you can take your trades once price also confirms. We'll discuss that when we also discuss other tools like cumulative OI, or there are price versus OI also is there, where we use PCR. So this is the general idea. So shifting of OI can be tracked with PCR, but you still need to initiate your trades and close your trades using price. Now here for options itself, let me go to current options. That is Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is currently at what? 40,500. So 15. Let me switch to this. Yeah, here. Now here the indicators are, now this IV is going to be this options IV. In futures chart, it is the overall IV. Over here, it is this particular options IV. Now this is this particular options IV. This PCR here is this particular strikes PCR. This particular strikes PCR. So that is the difference here. Open interest is going to be this options open interest. Combined interest is going to be again this options combined interest. So the context is important. The same indicators, but they are different in option chart. Now this PCR is for this particular strike. So let me do quickly one thing. Let me add. Now it is.
So that here, in case of that future chart of Nifty or Bank Nifty, suppose 29 is the expiry date, and the oil or open interest cumulative, when we say, so means it is overall all the futures, or like 3 months, that overall cumulative, that is open interest, right?
Yes, correct. Combined, the combined OI means all expiries open interest.
But weekly are not there, because if 29 September, then 22 September OI will not be added in that, right?
Where we are talking about futures, right?
Future. Yeah.
Futures, weekly options are not considered at all. Only 3 monthly expiries are considered for combined. So it will, because there are no weekly futures. So
no, here three combined monthly expiries means succeeding monthly expiries or including preceding 2 monthly expiries.
No, it will be all only active ones. If you're looking at now September, if you plot this on September, then it will only be September, October, November. If you're looking at, if you load a historical chart, if you load August, then it will be August, September, October.
Yeah, that's why it's based on current plus succeeding 2, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, now this PCR that I've added, I have 40,500 Bank Nifty call and put over here, and this PCR that is there over here, it is for this strike as a whole. So basically, whenever now this PCR is going up, that means the call is going up. Generally, call should go up. And when PCR is going down, then generally puts should be going up and call should be going down. Basically, that is what it generally indicates. Some deviation will be there because this is based on OI and not price itself. But this is what is supposed to happen. So whenever this PCR is going down, it means that the call writing is increasing basically, or put unwinding is going on. Only then the PCR will drop. So that is what this is. This PCR, if you are monitoring both call and put here, you can just add it to one, it will be the same because this PCR will be common for this and this strike basically. So, and if you add so I can't hear you. I'm not able to hear you.
No.
Hello? I'm not able to understand. So can you repeat? Pawan, there was a question you had. Pawan has raised his hand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
सर बीटा ऑप्शन के अंदर में जो सपोर्ट एंड रेजिस्टेंस की जो स्टॉक्स आते हैं आपके, तो वो काफी सारे स्टॉक होते हैं।
सर ये तो उसी के बारे में था ना?
यस।
अच्छा, नहीं ये मैं आपको लास्ट में याद दिलाऊं। मैं सोचा था ये टूल के बारे में आपका कोई
नहीं वो इसी के बारे में। कब तक चलेगा सर ये सेशन?
अभी ये 7 को स्टार्ट किया है तो 9 तक तो मिनिमम चलेगा। तो आप 8:30 अराउंड 8:30 के टाइम में मैं स्टार्ट करूंगा आप क्वेश्चंस लेना
ओके,
टूल्स के बारे में, ठीक है ना?
ठीक है।
परम, एनी क्वेश्चन परम अबाउट दिस टूल? Yeah.
Yes, Srikanth sir. So basically, how different it is from the combined straddle or strangle chart, sir? This particular thing, and can we use PCR on a combined chart as well?
Straddle chart, yeah. Currently, our straddle trading view charts for straddle strangles are not ready because we are facing some issue there, so we are trying to rectify. But we'll make those available. So at that point, you will be able to add these indicators to that. But currently, you can only view it separately, or you can actually add this chart to this. Basically, you can say, if you're only looking at this chart, you can say compare and say Bank Nifty 4500 E, and then add it this way. You can add, no, this is that, and you can compare call and put like this over here, call and put. So this you can use it, the PCR this way, but combined straddle chart is currently not available. Until that time, if you want this, you can use. So this also is quite a few people use this way.
Okay, but we can switch to iCharts, the other older charts, right, wherein we have the multi straddle.
Straddle charts you can use here, but then PCR is not available in that. That is
okay. What all indicators can we add there, sir, in the straddle charts?
Only the standard technical indicator. IV also is not there. So
we can add RSI, ADX, Kettler.
Yes. All those you can add.
Okay.
So is there any plan to add like straddle chart into this TV as well? This trading view charts?
It is there. We have got stuck at some point due to some limitation of this, so we are trying to fix that. We are working on it actually. We will definitely provide those. All these strategy charts will be added to trading. They'll be available.
Okay, great. And all this will still be with a 3 minute of delay, right?
1 minute delay.
Oh, 1 minute delay, sorry.
Yeah, 1 minute delay. Yes. We'll add real-time data in the future. So currently it is 1 minute delay. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Hello.
But in case of future chart, it is online, right? Nifty and Bank Nifty both. That is
They're
not
all
1 minute.
1 minute only, because we use NSE's 1 minute data feed. So all are 1 minute delayed only. All data on our website is 1 minute delayed.
Okay, Shreyansh, hello.
Yeah, tell me.
I have a question. Suppose in case of a Nifty, say, if I see the highest open interest on the call side on 18,000, for example, I see highest interest on put side 17,500. So suppose I use all this call data or put data or use this system. So do you think it will be it will be helpful in finding the direction of the future? Suppose I'm trading in future, but just to know the where this index is going. If I'm tracking this call data or put data using this system, it will be in right direction.
You monitor using these charts, you mean?
Yes. Suppose for me 18,000 is the resistance and 17,500 is the support from call and from option data. And suppose I use this system. So do you think it will provide me a right direction where this index is going? And I am a future trader.
You'll have to see. I mean, I don't know what this is. I mean, you're trying to find out the direction based on by tracking the max OI strikes. Is that
This is what I'm trying.
Probably, I mean, those strikes are probably very important. So you can plot here and see. I mean, based on how they are moving, you can plot PCR also. Probably you can, but I think direction I have found, we'll be discussing that using this option OI breakup. I think using in the money strikes on both sides, call and put, I think I found that to be quite effective. So you max OI strike, you'll have to check. I mean, you'll have to experiment. But yeah, those strikes are definitely important because that is where the major OI is. So
right, short, you say the possibility is there, but practically I have to check whether it's working.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. There's definitely it could be a valid, because there is very good reason for a lot of OI being there, and if that strike or that level gets broken, then significant OI shift will suddenly happen. So those strikes will be very important. So tracking those strikes is very important. So definitely you can plot and check. I mean, I'm sure some significant information will be there on those charts.
Definitely. And say on a higher time frame, the same thing can be used 15. 15 you are using, I can use same on 1 hour.
You can, you can try. I mean, I have not tracked. You can definitely try. I think yeah.
Shrikant, all these trading view charts are also 1 minute delay only, you mean to say?
Yes. Because see, all data we have is 1 minute only, 1 minute delayed only.
Okay, so in future you are trying to give that live data feed.
Yes. Plan is definitely there. We are in the planning stages of it.
Yes, that would be great. So
yeah. Okay, so this is about options charts also. So options charts, the thing to remember, again, just to repeat, is that all these indicators that are there, when you plot these on option charts, they will use options data. So IV will be options IV, PCR will be that strikes PCR, open interest will be this particular options open interest, combined open interest will also be this options open interest across all expiries. For options, when you say combined open interest, it will include weekly and monthly expiries. That is one thing which is different, because for futures there is only monthly expiry. For options there is weekly and monthly expiry. So when you say combined, it will be combined weekly and monthly open interest. All expiries open interest. Even if there is some December expiry is there, or even next year December expiry is there, whatever little open interest is there, that also will be included. So that is one thing you need to remember about these indicators.
Sir, can you please plot it on the Bank Nifty future one, because it is not matching with mine actually.
Yeah, sorry.
Bank, can you just please plot PCR on Bank Nifty future?
Bank Nifty future. Let me go there. So the last is 1.13. This is for this expiry actually. 22nd September expired. Sorry, 29th September. You're saying it is
29th.
not,
Yeah, this is anchored VWAP. I'm asking
No, no.
about the PCR.
No, yeah, I'm talking about PCR. See the lower panel. I'm at the last. See here. I'll put my cursor over here at the last. It is 1.13.
1.13, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or fine, right? Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. So
Srikanth, what is this
So that
PCR?
can't we plot the AVWAP in this particular options chart?
No, you can plot. You can plot. What I'm saying is, okay. Let me one more. See, let me go here. 15th expiry. Let me take this out. AVWAP. You can plot. Now, what you can do is you can try to plot from here or whatever, wherever you want. You can still plot. The thing is, limited data will be there. So as the idea of multiple AVWAP lines from last Friday and all that is not possible. You can plot from this high, this low, and all that, and then track that for your break of that. Like, let me show you what is this point. Approximately 9:17 on 6th September. Let me plot there. 6th September, say, we'll use this. 9th September is the high. So this, yeah, this you can do. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do this. So you can do this. If you want to do this, you can do this. But this limitation is there because the data will not be much over here. That is the only thing. And if you use monthly option, then of course there'll be some more data. If you go to, yeah. Sir, I cannot hear you. Your voice is not clear. Hello.
Sir, can you listen me?
Yeah. Tell me, sir.
Sir, actually, मुझे हिंदी में तो बोलता हूँ.
हाँ, बोलिए.
ये स्टैडल चार्ट को सर F&O चार्ट में कैसे ऐड करेंगे? निफ्टी का स्टैडल चार्ट कैसे F&O चार्ट में कैसे ऐड करेंगे?
सर नहीं, वो अभी रेडी नहीं है हमारे पास. वो अलग चार्ट आएंगे उसके. अभी तो जो यहाँ पे है वो पूरे वो सारे इसमें अवेलेबल नहीं. इसमें सिर्फ फ्यूचर्स और ऑप्शन के चार्ट्स है. ये आगे जाके हम लोग ऐड करेंगे. इसमें अभी वो रेडी नहीं है अभी जो चार्ट है स्ट्रैडल वाला.
अभी जो आपका जो स्ट्रैडल दिखा रहा है, स्ट्रैडल चार्ट जो दिखा रहा है, वो जो दिखा रहा है वो सिर्फ हाई की 80 में शो कर रहा है. ठीक है, लेकिन अगर कैंडलस्टिक करते हैं तो उसका थोड़ा अजीब सा आता है. उसका रीडिंग करना.
उसका रीजन ऐसा है कि हमारे पास 1 मिनट का डेटा है. अगर वो स्ट्रैडल के कैंडलस्टिक हमको बनाना है तो रियल टाइम डेटा लगेगा हमको. क्योंकि ऐसा होता है कि 1 मिनट के अंदर फ्यूचर वो कॉल और पुट जो होता है स्ट्रैडल के अंदर, उसका हाई लो अलग अलग टाइम पे बन सकता है. तो हम लोग 1 मिनट का डेटा यूज करके वो स्ट्रैडल का कैंडल नहीं बना सकते हैं. उसके लिए रियल टाइम डेटा चाहिए हमको.
सर तो आपने अभी लगाया ना, आपने अभी बैंक निफ्टी का स्ट्रैडल चार्ट लगाया और उसमें पीसीआर भी ऐड किया. वो कौन सा ऑप्शन में आता है?
नहीं, एक मिनट. ये वो जो किया मैंने, वो देखिए, इसको मैंने लाइन बना दिया कॉल का, और यहाँ जाके अलग से पुट ऐड किया है. बैंक निफ्टी 4500 पी अलग से पुट ऐड किया है इसके अंदर. अभी ये जो अलग अलग लाइन्स है, कॉल का ये है, पुट का ये है. ये स्ट्रैडल नहीं है. ये तो आप कर सकते हैं. ये तो आप कर सकते हैं इसमें, लेकिन अलग अलग आप देखेंगे कि अलग अलग चार्ट लाइन्स है कॉल के और पुट के.
ओके,
तो ये कर सकते हैं. आपको अगर ऐसा चाहिए तो ये कर सकते हैं.
और दोनों एट अ टाइम हो सकता है?
हाँ, अभी ये तो एट अ टाइम है ना, दिख रहा है. ये अपडेट भी होता है.
साथ में पीसीआर भी आप लगाया था?
हाँ, पीसीआर भी ऐड कर सकते हैं. आप पीसीआर ऐड कर दीजिए इसमें. ये पीसीआर है यहाँ पे. ये आपको यहाँ इसके ऊपर
सर ये तो हम प्राइस वर्सेस ओआई उसमें भी देख सकते हैं. जो आपने यहाँ बनाया है वो तो हम देख सकते हैं कि मतलब प्राइस वर्सेस ओआई में भी देख सकते हैं. उसको लगाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं।
बराबर है, प्राइस वर्सेस ओआई में भी अवेलेबल है, अलग अलग चार्ट है मगर उसमें अलग अलग चार्ट।
लेकिन वो तो ऑलरेडी मतलब रेडीमेड अवेलेबल है ना आपका सॉफ्टवेयर पे।
हाँ, लेकिन ये जो ट्रेडिंग व्यू वाला होता है इसका एडवांटेज अलग है ना, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत सारे आप इंडिकेटर्स लगा सकते हैं, इसमें एनालिसिस बहुत अलग तरीके से कर सकते हैं आप, इसमें फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा है।
अच्छा अच्छा।
हाँ, तो ये से वो इसमें क्या है, प्राइस वर्सेस ओआई में आप ज्यादा कुछ चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं, आप जो हमने दिया है आप बस वही उसी को यूज करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि वो उसमें चेंज सिर्फ आप ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ स्ट्राइक चेंज कर सकते हैं। इसमें आप जो चाहे वो इंडिकेटर लगा सकते हैं, इंडिकेटर का आप मूविंग एवरेज यहाँ पे लगा सकते हैं, कॉल का पुट का अलग इंडिकेटर लगा सकते हैं, वो पूरा इसमें आपको फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा है इसमें, ये सारे इंडिकेटर्स जो है आप ऐड कर सकते हैं इसमें जो चाहे आप, तो वैसा जी।
Secondly, one question from my side. In F&O chart, how to read IV? F&O.
Yeah, how to read IV?
Yes, so that I have not used it so far. In F&O only, that either Nifty or Bank Nifty.
Futures chart.
Yeah, futures chart.
Well, let me remove this one. The thing about IV is that whenever volatility is increasing, you will find that this IV, obviously when IV goes up, the market tends to, the script will tend to go down actually. So that the idea is that and when the price goes up, volatility is going to go down. So you can identify extremes. One thing is you can identify extremes whenever there is a top, the volatility would have been significantly down, and whenever there is a kind of I mean this particular example may not be good because in general the price has gone up over here, and if you see the volatility is mostly sideways or rather down, and only over here it has ticked up a little bit. But in general, what is going to happen is if you go and look at historical charts, then you will see that whenever market starts to go down, volatility goes up, and then when there is extremely high volatility, market generally bottoms. So that is what you can track here. And for option trades, positional option trades, of course, IVR, IVP is a better way, but you can look at where the IV is, and if the IV is shooting up, that would be a good time to probably sell options and all that. For that kind of thing, you can monitor IVs here. But I mean, in a general direct sense, it will be much better if you use IV on options itself. But on futures chart, it is just for general indication of volatility, what is going on. Since we don't have India VIX, you can probably use IV because at the money IV tracks similar to VIX basically.
Okay, I'm trying to draw open interest with combined open interest on chart, but I'm not getting success. Can you guide me again?
On futures chart?
On futures chart, yes. In fact, in option. Suppose I trade HDFC Bank, I'm trying to draw 15-20 call open interest, the highest open interest strike.
Let me do one thing. Let me first try on an index because let me first try here and make sure it is working, and then it will be better if we go there and check.
Combine.
Something is wrong. Let me check this because I think
this is what I'm getting.
Okay. Yeah, let me check with my team. I don't know, some issue maybe there. I'm not sure if they're working on this or what. I don't know. Okay. I'll check with me in Telegram. Just send me a message tomorrow morning. I'll confirm. Yeah.
So what does this basically show? This shows the COI of this particular option.
It is supposed to show a combined open interest across expiries for this particular option. I think some issue may be due to, since it has to get data from all expiries, so probably slowing down and timing out or whatever. I'll have to check with my team on this.
For all expiries, across this option only.
Only for this option, yeah. All expiries.
This option.
Weekly, monthly, everything. Yeah.
So as in how many weeks and months? Like
Whatever, wherever it's trading. I mean, if there is
okay.
for this particular option, if there is any next year, December, some OIO is there, that also will get added.
So how will this be helpful in making any decision as in this particular the indicator? Like on a specific option, how it can be used as in terms of taking a trade?
It's give you, I mean, long-term positioning, how people are positioning themselves, because what happens is this long-term calendars are used, and so they are positioned, calendars are positioned either above or below the market, wherever current price is. So when there are different things that you can monitor using this. So it is mostly for very long positional trades. I mean, I don't think it is useful that in anything significant for intraday or so. So I think for positional, there are ways to use it. So, I mean, it'll be a very long discussion if we want to go into that. So we'll probably take it up later. But that's
okay, that's fine. I mean, that is why I just wanted to ask. Like,
yeah, not for short-term use, definitely short-term trades. So,
okay.
Yeah. So let us go to the next topic then. If this we are done with it, because we are lagging significantly. Let me close this now, and I'll go to options OI breakup. There is one. We added a few things here, so let me cover this. This is the beta. We'll be moving this to this very soon. So this is the current one, live one, but significant functionality has been added over here. So we'll cover that over here. The main thing that has been added is the lots part, then the 1 minute prices. This is for this actually, this in the 1 minute chart. So if 1 minute is selected, then this time frames candles are not used, but 1 minute candles are used. And you can, in this data table, so you can hide if you don't want any columns, you can just disable those. Complete. Sorry. LE. Can you mute yourself if you're not asking a question? Thanks. So you can unhide columns from here. And yeah, this line and candle is for this, if you to convert this from line to candle. And there is a toolbar here for changing this, but for drawing and all that, you can draw, but this you cannot save it. This is only for just temporary drawing stuff. It will save to your session, but once you are out of this session, you log out or something or clear your browser cache, then this drawing will go away. So this is only for temporary stuff, temporary drawing stuff. If you just want to analyze something quickly. So that's about this. Now, the main thing here is what I was using 15 minutes mainly, but I've switched to 10 minutes recently because this will have 3 open interest updates. Open interest updates every 3 minutes. So this will cover about 3 open interest updates. So slightly longer term in terms of intraday. So this will be too fast here. So analyzing this is going to be very, very tricky. So 10 minutes would be a little bit better, I think, from what I have monitored recently. So here in this tool, basically what I do is, say, let me open this also just to see. Here, futures price, adding futures price would be useful. So we may be doing that. I'll just go here and see. So at 9:20, the market is around 40,605. So whenever market opens, you just check after a few minutes, whatever here, or even if you are at 3 minutes, that also is fine. So here, whatever the first update that you see, 40,600 is the one. So the idea here in options intraday OI breakup is to take in the money strikes on both sides. So 40,600. So just go a little bit in the money, and whatever is the price here, So you have gone in the money on this side. So try to match the price on this side also, approximately. I mean, it need not be very close, just approximately, but it should be in the money or at the money on both sides, at least at the money. So in the money would be preferable. So I've gone in the money on both sides, and the price is reasonably close. I mean, even if it's a 10-15 points difference also, it's fine. It need not be this close here, but start with similar premium on both sides. So now then start analyzing the build up here. This also we have changed a little bit. The color coding has been changed to indicate the bullish bearish stuff on both sides. So now it will, when you see green on both sides, it will tell you that it is the market is slightly bullish over here. So it will give you that indication quickly. So here I'm looking at 10 minutes durations, and initially this is once if it is same on both sides, then as I said, initial start of the market, this is what you will see for at least definitely for the first time slot here. It will be, so both sides OI is being built up. So people are initiating positions in the morning. They come in and initiate. Only when you start seeing unwinding on one side, then you will see that you'll start getting some indication of what is happening. So we were doing similar stuff with total PEC OI over here, and in this using all strikes option over here, and then we are trying to see which side unwinding we are getting over here. So what happens is here, if you see, you're not seeing unwinding still about 1020. Sorry, 1020 over here. The first unwinding, there is 1024 here. So for a long time, you're not able to see the unwinding, and then it is difficult to estimate the direction where the market is going. So once you select in options, intraday OI breakup in the money on both sides, you will see shifts in OI a lot more faster, because the risk for writers in the money options is significant. So they will have to act quicker. So that is where we'll see OI getting OI shifting or unwinding a lot more faster. So to get an idea quickly, I mean, this is not an indication to just quickly jump into a bearish trade, because we are seeing put unwinding over here. So this does indicate that puts are unwinding, which is bearish, a little bit bearish. But it is just an indication that there could be some downside coming. And this may be just indication that market has slightly gone down. Calls have call price, okay, here has decreased, put price has decreased. This actually is nothing. This is still market going up. So this is just saying that there could be a risk on the downside, but then you need to look at 950 over here. You need to look at the price breakdown also. So 950 here, price has to break down from here for this particular signal to be valid. This is at 950, and at 950 here. So this candle is 949 candle is where this will end at 950 here. Now what I do is I generally, when I see this kind of a signal over here, for me, this particular level, the low around this becomes very important. It has to cleanly break down from here, not something like this, not a doji kind of thing over here. So not something like this, but I need to get a clean breakdown, something like this when you see price breakdowns. So you need to see something like this happening from these levels over here. So this is what I identify. Once you start whichever direction you get these unwindings. So this will be indicated by long winding or short covering. So you're getting lots of short coverings here. This means market is bullish now over here. Now here after this, the next slot itself at 10 o'clock confirms that it is, or rather it indicates that it is bullish. So here, even though over here it has given you kind of a bearish signal, price is not broken down, and over here it has by 10 o'clock it has given an indication that it is now bullish over here. So a breakdown here would have been a short. So this is how I use options intraday OI breakup with in the money strikes on both sides. Now, when to switch? See, this is fine for initial morning when you are kindly mute this. So initially, when at 9:20 you have set up your premiums to be same, both sides in the money options, both sides. But now what you need to do is kindly mute, please. Kindly mute. Okay. I have muted. If you are not asking a question, kindly stay mute. So here, once what I say, once you see significantly, if one side has like generally what I would suggest is one side has become like almost close to half of the other side, then it is time to switch the options over here again. Until that time, this day probably nothing happened. So you the whole day was, I think you could have stayed with the same combination. Because if you see price was somewhere around this only, it did not fall significantly below this, or it did not go significantly above this. So the price was almost just a second, let me check. Yeah, it did go just a little bit higher, but not much. I mean, it did not break through both upside or downside. So that is why there was no need to switch options. Otherwise, when price moves a lot, when on Wednesdays and Thursdays, because when the premiums get really low, then you will have to probably every half an hour or so, you will have to take a look. And if one option has become half of the other, whichever side, then you would have to again just go in the money on both sides, with similar premiums. And then you start monitoring from that time. Suppose at 11 o'clock, you feel that one option has become half of the other, then you switch, and from 11 o'clock, you start monitoring whatever indications you're getting. So again, wherever now, as you, whenever you start getting contraries, this price is going up, whenever you start getting downside unwinding. So this was at 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock, you go and check and see if price breaks down. At 11 o'clock, from here, if price breaks down, it is negative. So now here, whenever you see a price breakdown happening over here, after 11, so that is an indication to go short, or rather it is an indication that OI has shifted, and then it can continue down from here. So now then, once you have switched over to downside, like at 11 o'clock, then you start to see if you see any long unwinding. And then again, if you see long unwinding on the call side, or covering on the unwinding on the call side, then again look for any breakouts after that, after 11:10 or so. If you see price getting broken out, probably here there'll be some doubts over here. And don't just completely rely on this. Have your other price-based indicators also. And this is just one part of the analysis. This is only pure OI, and I am just telling you about just price breakdown. You can add whatever indicators you want and see if you can somehow avoid these kind of breakdown. Maybe if you just monitor price breakouts after 11:10, this was from here. If you get a price breakout, then it is supposed to be bullish. So then maybe you will change to bullish here and again bearish here. So see if you have your own price-based indicator, like maybe whatever MACD or RSI or super trend or whatever, and try to see if the small reactions you can somehow avoid. And then, or you can go to a higher time frame and analyze. But I feel 10 minutes I was very comfortable with analysis using 10 minutes time frame here. So the idea is simple, just watch for unwindings and see if the unwinding results in a continuous price breakdown or price going up. From here, see if price continues to go up. Here it looks like price is going to go up from here. But then here again, the next bar itself, you got short build up here and a covering here. So and 20 itself. So here itself, it gave an indication of bearish signal again. again, then maybe it is a bullish signal here. But all these signals have to be somehow filtered using your other technical indicators, because otherwise it is going to get a little bit tricky. But OI shifts you can definitely monitor using this. I mean, this is also very effective, as I would say, as effective as this. This gives slightly longer indications really fast, really well. But then this also has its own way of analyzing.
So one question.
Yeah.
So as you say, like when you select a strike of the same price, instead of that, can we select on depend upon the max OI in the money?
Yeah, you can do that. You can check that also. You can, but I think you would be going out of the money then. You would be out of the money.
No, in the deep, in the money, if we see the max OI, only in the money if I filter.
See now, if you let me go here. So here, the in the money is this. Where will you go? That's the thing. Where will you go? Here in the money is this. This is too far. Sorry, this is out of the money.
No, if I see if I see the OI change max, not the total OI.
You can, I mean, you can, yeah, you can do that. Then you can try that. But then this side also, the problem is this is again this is out of the money. Then max OI change also is out of the money.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason for using in the money is in the money on both sides is that.
Sir, I have a question.
Minute. Let me finish. 1 minute. The reason for selecting in the money is because see, if you have selected, say, for example, you have selected, say, 40,200 and say 40,700 for as an example. And what is going to happen is once, if say price suddenly goes up. Sorry, it will be 1 minute. This is out of money. This is in the money. Yeah. So price goes up from here, from 40,000, and you have selected for 40,200. So this, what is going to happen is the OI here for them, the risk is already, since this is already in the money, it is already more. If price is gone from 40,000 to say 40,500, then they are in more deeper in loss. So the shift here is going to be faster. Whereas if you have selected out of the money on both sides, then the thing is, if it goes from 40,400 to 40,500, they are still only at the money. So they may not shift much. So the shifts in OI are not going to be visible. So that is what we are tracking here. The shifts in OI, if you see, they are a lot more faster here. So if you probably change to say 15 minutes and track, you'll get a lot more better signals. You can change from 10, 15 minutes and experiment and see. So you will get shifts in OI a lot more reliably, a lot more faster over here. That is what I feel from what I've seen, what I've experimented in this. Yeah, somebody had a question.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Sir, sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
Can you please go to that chart? That is the last one. Yeah. So
this one. Okay.
Yeah, this one. So are we getting the 1 minute lag in the price and in the OI in this particular chart?
Yeah, price will always be delayed 1 minute. OI will be updated every 3 minutes. See, the OI additionally is not delayed by another 1 minute because it is already delayed by 3 minutes.
Okay.
So OI will be right at 3 minutes, but price will be 1 minute delayed.
Okay. And can you please show one thing that can you please show if this is applicable for 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the issue is with 5 minutes is that OI updates at first OI will get updated at 9:18, then at 9:21, then at 9:24. So same amount of OI will not be there in these bars. That is the problem with this. So with 10 minutes, it is reasonably better because 3 OI updates will be there in this time slot. That is the only thing, the reason why I'm using 10 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, somebody else had a question? और किसी को कोई question था? कोई पूछने वाला था कुछ? Nothing.
Srikanth sir, if I take in a morning position and if I go for OI, will it not be affected by the straddle, those who purchase and sell?
Yeah, it will be affected, right? It will be, but I didn't understand. I mean, you mean those who are initiating straddles in the morning?
Straddles in the morning. Those who do with the algos or those who are doing manually also, they will be taking the new position. So OI will be more in the morning hours, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's the reason why I see you will not get immediate signals in the morning. That is there. I mean, first few minutes you will not get the signals anyway because both side buildup will be there.
Yeah.
So you will not get anyway. You will get it slightly late only once all the straddle sellers probably have initiated their morning positions. All algos are done with their initial morning setups.
So 9:30 after will be bet.
Sorry.
9:30 after will be bet to check the OI buildup.
You will anyway get signals. Around that point only. You will unless the move is really fast, you will not get signals before 9:30 or so.
Okay.
When you use this, because you'll see both sides buildup will be there.
Yeah.
I mean, only yeah. That is why you should avoid 3 minutes, because 3 minutes you may get a little bit early, because like this is at 9:27. Still, it is okay, I think. But you may not get price this. Yeah, 3 minutes is going to be anyway tricky, so should not be used anyway. So anyway, it will be after 9:30. So until that time, both side buildup will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
So you want to mean that we need to take a trade after 9:30, right?
You will automatically get signal after 9:30 only. It will be even otherwise if you get watch out and try and take it only after 9:30, because if see these kind of moves will be there, and only then the price will settle down. So see, if you're an option seller, then it is not a big of a problem, because even if you initiate, say suppose when you see unwinding here and then price continuing down from here, you initiate a call short, and then once you see unwinding on the upside, then you initiate a put short. Then you are in balance anyway. So you are kind of, if you are option seller, then you have a lot more flexibility. But you need to be really precise, and you need to monitor price and all that really well. If you're only buying, you're doing only buying, because then you need to all sorts of fine tuning has to be done. If you're seeing initial unwinding here and 950, you are over here, look for price breakdown, only then go short, because this just unwinding here doesn't mean that the price is going to go down. So that is why I said price breakdowns are important over here. So yeah, I think even for option seller it is important, but it becomes a lot more important for option buyer. But anyway, option buying we are going to discuss next. There are much better ways to do that instead of this. This is
सर एक वैसे हिंदी में भी समराइज कर दिए सर.
हाँ, ठीक है. So ये जो मैं ये ऑप्शंस ओआई ब्रेकअप 10 मिनट टाइम फ्रेम में एनालाइज कीजिए, बेटर रहेगा. और सुबह में जब अराउंड मार्केट ओपन होने के बाद 5 मिनट के बाद बैंक निफ्टी जहां भी रहेगा, या जो भी स्क्रिप्ट आप यूज कर रहे हैं, बैंक निफ्टी वो जहां भी रहेगा, उसका इन द मनी स्ट्राइक दोनों साइड होना चाहिए. इन द मनी यानी कि 40,600 पे 920 के आसपास बैंक निफ्टी था, और तो 2 स्ट्राइक इन द मनी कॉल साइड गया हूं मैं, और 2 स्ट्राइक ऊपर गया हूं. पहले कॉल एक साइड ले लीजिए इन द मनी, और उसका प्रीमियम दूसरे साइड मैच कर दीजिए. अंदाजा मैच है, 10-15 पॉइंट इधर उधर चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता है, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ ओपन इंटरेस्ट एनालिसिस के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं हम लोग, तो थोड़ा डिफरेंस इसमें चल जाएगा, 10-15 पॉइंट 20 पॉइंट भी चल जाएगा इसमें. तो ये ऐसे सेटअप कर लीजिए, और जिस साइड भी अनवाइंडिंग होता है उस साइड मार्केट जाने का चांस होता है. तो यहाँ पे लॉन्ग पुट साइड का अनवाइंडिंग दिखा है अपने को, यानी कि पुट साइड में पोजीशन क्लोज हुआ है, तो पुट साइड का शॉर्ट जो पोजीशन होता है जब क्लोज होता है, तो यानी कि वो बेरिश होता है इसलिए, क्योंकि पुट साइड जनरली ज्यादा लोग पुट राइटिंग के लिए यूज होता है। तो एनालिसिस हम लोग ऑप्शन सेलर के हिसाब से करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे पुट साइड में अनवाइंडिंग दिखना मतलब पुट साइड के पोजीशंस क्लोज हो रहे हैं। तो ये जब होता है तो नीचे मार्केट जाने का चांस होता है, लेकिन 950 के आसपास था ये। तो ये आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे मार्केट तो यहाँ पे ऊपर जा रहा है। तो यहाँ पे ये जो सिग्नल दिया है, ये सिग्नल करेक्ट रहने के लिए यहाँ से मार्केट नीचे एकदम ब्रेकडाउन होना चाहिए। तो ये ऐसे ऐसा है।
सर हेलो
हाँ
सर, सर पुट अनवाइंडिंग होने से मतलब तो कॉल साइड तो ऊपर जाना है, प्राइस एक्शन तो ऊपर जाएगा ना?
नहीं, पुट अनवाइंडिंग,
लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग पुट साइड लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग, हाँ
हाँ वो तो बराबर है, लेकिन हम लोग ये लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग नहीं देख रहे हैं, हम लोग सिर्फ अनवाइंडिंग देख रहे हैं। पुट
सर
अनवाइंडिंग
मतलब मैं समझ में, आप सुनिए सर, अगर पुट अनवाइंडिंग हो रहा है मतलब जो लोग पुट राइटिंग करके रखे हैं उन्होंने अपना पोजीशन काटा है, उसमें पोजीशन काटने का मतलब है कि कॉल साइड ऊपर जाएगा, मतलब प्राइस एक्शन ऊपर जाएगा, मार्केट ऊपर जाएगा ना?
नहीं, पुट क्यों काटते हैं? पुट काटा इसलिए जाता है, ज्यादातर पुट क्यों कटते हैं राइटिंग के? क्योंकि मार्केट गिर रहा है, उनका पोजीशन रिस्क में आ रहा है। अगर मार्केट 300 पॉइंट नीचे गया,
बिल्कुल
हाँ
बिल्कुल,
तो
राइट सर,
एग्जैक्टली। तो बहुत सारा
पुट
ये
अनवाइंडिंग
उसी,
मतलब हाँ, पुट जो लोगों ने
हाँ
राइट किया है उनको लग रहा है कि मार्केट फिर से नीचे जाएगा,
हाँ
इसलिए
बराबर।
अनवाइंडिंग हो रहा है, राइट
और
राइट
उसीलिए ये इन द मनी लिया है, उसीलिए इन द मनी लिया है, क्योंकि ये इन द मनी का पहले से ही रिस्की होता है। और ये और थोड़ा भी नीचे गया मार्केट तो ये रिस्क बहुत बढ़ जाता है इसका, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी इन द मनी है, ये ऑलरेडी लॉस में है। तो
ओके
इसीलिए
ओके।
तो ये है ऐसे। तो ये जो है, एक बार ये सिग्नल दिखने के बाद यहाँ से ब्रेकडाउन होना जरूरी है कि उसी डायरेक्शन में। तो अगर हो तो ही फिर ये सिग्नल वैलिड होता है। तो यहाँ पे तो ये फेल हो गया, क्योंकि मार्केट यहाँ से नीचे गिरा नहीं, ये मार्केट एक्चुअली यहाँ से ऊपर ही जा रहा है। तो यहाँ पे अनवाइंडिंग होता है, और यहाँ पे नेक्स्ट इस पे यहाँ पे कॉल अनवाइंडिंग हुआ। तो 10 बजे के आसपास यहाँ पे कॉल अनवाइंडिंग हुआ, तो यहाँ पे मार्केट ऊपर ही जा रहा है, तो उसी डायरेक्शन में है। तो वो ये सिर्फ वही कंफर्म कर रहा है। तो यहाँ पे
तो
फिर
लोग भी
से,
घाटे पे हैं, इसीलिए इसे अनवाइंडिंग चल रहा है कॉल वाला।
हाँ तो कॉल अनवाइंडिंग किया है क्योंकि मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा है। तो ये ऑलरेडी इन द मनी है, लॉस में है, तो मार्केट और ऊपर जाएगा और लॉस में रहेगा। तो ये थोड़े पोजीशन काट दिए गए यहाँ पे।
जैसे जैसे सर, जैसे आपने बैंक निफ्टी पे 200 पॉइंट का इन द मनी गया है, तो निफ्टी पे सर कितना पॉइंट जाना चाहिए?
100 पॉइंट से ट्राई कीजिए, बस हो जाता है। थोड़ा इन द मनी काफी है, बस आप
100 पॉइंट का?
बहुत ज्यादा, हाँ बस 100 पॉइंट रख लीजिए, बहुत हो गया। 100 पॉइंट, 150 पॉइंट्स, 200 पॉइंट्स, आप एक्सपेरिमेंट कीजिए। 100-200 भी चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम।
2 strikes,
हाँ 1 to 2 strikes, 1 to 2 strikes इज फाइन।
मतलब सर 1% है, इंडेक्स का 1% है।
हाँ चलेगा सर, चलेगा। आप एक्सपेरिमेंट, शायद आप वेंसडे थर्सडे के दिन आप सिर्फ 50 पॉइंट रखेंगे तो ही बस हो जाए।
अच्छा श्रीकांत जी,
प्रीमियम पे डिपेंड करता है। हाँ
श्रीकांत
बोलिए
जी,
सर।
हाँ मैं ये कह रहा था, ये जितनी भी ओआई की स्टोरी होती है ये ऑप्शन सेलर के पर्सपेक्टिव से ही होती है। आपके इस पूरे सेटअप में कोई ऐसा फिल्टर है जो मतलब हेल्प करे टू जस्ट टू फाइंड आउट की whether ऑप्शन बायर इज लीडिंग और ऑप्शन सेलर, मतलब सब कुछ ऐसा डिफरेंस? क्योंकि पुट अनवाइंड हो रही है, ठीक है, बट हम फिर यही पर्सपेक्टिव लेके चल रहे हैं कि ऑप्शन सेलर ही है वही सही है। मतलब कुछ ऐसा होता है कि कुछ नॉइज को हम लोग फिल्टर आउट कर सकते
आइडिया ये ऑप्शन सेलिंग के हिसाब से इसलिए एनालाइज करते हैं क्योंकि वो लोग सबसे पहले भागते हैं। तो जनरली बहुत इजी होता है उनको एनालाइज करना। और एक सेटअप भी मैं दिखाता हूँ, ऑप्शन बाइंग का सेटअप है तो जो मैं हमेशा दिखाता हूँ ये उसमें भी आपको क्लियर दिखेगा कि जहाँ पे ऑप्शन सेलर जो होते हैं ट्रैप हो जाते हैं, तो उसके बाद जो ऑप्शन बाइंग के लिए मूव आता है वो बहुत बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पकड़ सकते हैं, बहुत इजी पकड़ सकते हैं। तो इसीलिए ऑप्शन सेलिंग के हिसाब से उनके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखना, एनालाइज करना बहुत यूजफुल है। तो जब तक, और इसीलिए ये ऐसे एनालाइज किया जाता है। तो अब ऑप्शन बाइंग के हिसाब से एनालाइज करना मतलब वो एक ही है जो ऑर्डर फ्लो डेटा होता है। तो ऑर्डर फ्लो डेटा जो होता है, जो हमारे पास तो नहीं है, तो उसमें आप एक्चुअली देख सकते हैं कि बाइंग के ऑर्डर्स ज्यादा आ रहे हैं या सेलिंग के आ रहे हैं, या क्या हो रहा है एक्चुअली बाइंग सेलिंग के साइड। तो इसमें तो अपने को ओआई के हिसाब से जब देखें तो ओआई दोनों बाइंग भी होता है, सेलिंग भी होता है। तो अपने को सिर्फ तो ऐसा एज्यूम करना पड़ता है कि ये बायर्स है या सेलर्स है। तो इसलिए सेलर्स के हिसाब से क्यों करते हैं, क्योंकि सेलर्स को मार्केट मूव होते ही भागना पड़ता है। तो ये पकड़ना बहुत इजी हो जाता है, इसीलिए वैसे एनालाइज करते हैं। बस वही एक रीजन।
मेरा क्वेश्चन है सर।
हाँ
सर ये आईवी यहाँ पे दिखाई दे रहा ना सर, इसका
हाँ।
आईवी चेंज कितना हुआ मुझे इसमें दिखाई देगा सर, कितना % चेंज हुआ?
हाँ, ये ऐड कर सकते हैं इसमें, ऑप्शन चेन में है वो, आप परसेंट नेक्स्ट
% कितना ये कल के मुकाबले है या आज के मुकाबले आईवी चेंज हो रहा है?
ये आईवी चेंज कल के क्लोजिंग के हिसाब से है, ये परसेंटेज नहीं है, परसेंटेज अगले अपडेट में आएगा, अभी 1-2 हफ्ते में इसका एक बड़ा चेंज आने
थोड़ा अच्छा होगा सर, क्योंकि हम लोग ऑप्शन सेल करते हैं ना सर, तो
हाँ।
कितना आईवी भी इम्पोर्टेंट है ना सर इसके अंदर।
हाँ, करेक्ट।
आईवी परसेंटेज चेंज हुआ वो हमको उसके हिसाब से मूवमेंट कितना रहेगा पता चलेगा हमें।
करेक्ट, ये परसेंटेज भी इसमें ऐड होने वाला है।
सर और एक बात, हम
आपसे
जनरल रिटेल पीपल सर लॉन्ग वन होने के बाद एंट्री मारे, मतलब ऑप्शन बाइंग के ये पे सिनेरियो पे देखिए, अगर लॉन्ग ऑन एंड होगा तभी एंट्री मारना चाहिए, फिर शॉर्ट कवरिंग के बाद टाइम पे एंट्री मारना चाहिए ऑप्शन बाइंग के हिसाब से?
अभी ऑप्शन बाइंग अगर आप कॉल साइड कर रहे हैं,
ओके,
तो यहाँ पे आपको पहला कवरिंग दिखाया 10 बजे कवरिंग दिखा कॉल के साइड, तो आप यहाँ पे 10 बजे के बाद अगर मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा है, यहाँ पे है, आप 10 बजे आपको यहाँ पे अनवाइंडिंग दिखा हुआ है, तो यहाँ 10 बजे के बाद यहाँ पे जब ऊपर ब्रेक हुआ, यहाँ पे आप बाय कर सकते हैं, और यहाँ इसके नीचे कहीं यहाँ पे स्टॉप लगा दीजिए, यहाँ पे आप बाय कर सकते हैं। तो क्योंकि यहाँ पे अनवाइंडिंग हुआ, ऑप्शन का अनवाइंडिंग मतलब मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा है तो लोगों ने कॉल राइटिंग के पोजीशंस कट किए हैं, तो कॉल राइटिंग के पोजीशंस कट किए हैं मतलब ऊपर मार्केट जाने का चांस है, तो ये यहाँ पे दिखा था, यहाँ पे सिग्नल आया था, तो लेकिन फिर रुकना चाहिए यहाँ से मार्केट ऊपर जाने के लिए, जो यहाँ पे हुआ, तो यहाँ पे कॉल बाइंग का सिग्नल एक्चुअल ट्रिगर है, और आपका सेल
तो
यहाँ
जिस साइड मतलब जिस साइड पहले लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग दिखा है उसको मॉनिटरिंग करना चाहिए, फिर बाद में अगर उसमें शॉर्ट कवरिंग आता है तो वो मतलब कंफर्मेशन हो जाता है कि हाँ वहाँ पे जाएगा उस दिशा पे।
हाँ, ये शॉर्ट कवरिंग या लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग नहीं देख रहा हूँ मैं, यहाँ पे ये अनवाइंडिंग जो है ये देख रहा हूँ मैं, जहाँ पे कट हुए हैं पोजीशंस, ये नेगेटिव यहाँ पे जो कट हुए हैं वो देख रहा हूँ, यानी कि कॉल के साइड शॉर्ट कवरिंग होता है, पुट के साइड लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग होता है, लेकिन ये लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग भी हम नेगेटिव ही मानते हैं इसको, तो ये अनवाइंडिंग है, ये भी जो ऊपर के साइड ही मानते हैं, ये एनालिसिस जो अनवाइंडिंग का एनालिसिस है, ये जिस हिसाब से करना है, तो ये भी बुलिश ही मानते हैं, और यहाँ पे ये पूरा सारा बेरिश होता है, नेगेटिव।
तो मतलब अनवाइंडिंग का मतलब उसी डायरेक्शन में मार्केट जाएगा, राइट?
हाँ, बस एग्जैक्टली, जनरली जाएगा, लेकिन आप प्राइस से कंफर्म करना चाहिए, प्राइस कंफर्म कीजिए, राइट।
ओके
सर, आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है सर, तो ऐसा कुछ है सर इसमें ऑप्शन?
सॉरी, फिर से बताइए, फिर से।
ओके सर,
हाँ, नहीं समझा नहीं मैं, क्लियर
मनी फ्लो कितना आ रहा है उसका कुछ है सर इसमें ऑप्शन?
मनी फ्लो एग्जैक्टली कैसे, ओआई चेंज का वैल्यू यहाँ पे अवेलेबल है
जी,
तो और कैसा चाहिए मनी फ्लो, मतलब और इसका
एक्चुअली मनी फ्लो के द्वारा अपन एनालिसिस करते हैं ना सर, वॉल्यूम एंड एवरेज प्राइस एंड वॉल्यूम के द्वारा।
नहीं, इसमें तो नहीं है सर, इसमें तो अवेलेबल नहीं है हमारे पास।
ओके सर, सर आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है सर, आप आईवी स्क्यू के बारे में एक बार, आईवी को कैसा यूज करना है इंट्राडे में एक बार बताएंगे सर, आपके ऑप्शन आई चार्ट में।
हाँ, अभी एक नेक्स्ट एक जाता हूँ, उसमें थोड़ा मैं आईवी के बारे में बताऊंगा, लेकिन अभी एक्चुअली टाइम कितना है, अभी 20 मिनट्स बाकी है, तो मुझे यहाँ से तो शिफ्ट होना पड़ेगा
जी।
तो
सर और एक बात है सर, हेलो सर,
रिकॉर्डिंग मिली
जो
यूट्यूब
पर मेरा क्वेश्चन है ओआई ब्रेकअप के प्लेटफॉर्म पे, मतलब जिस डायरेक्शन में सर लॉन्ग बिल्डअप है उसी डायरेक्शन में मार्केट जाएगा ना, फिर भी
समझा नहीं, फिर से बताइए, फिर से कुछ
मतलब ओआई ब्रेकअप पे लॉन्ग बिल्डअप जहाँ दिखा रहा है, वहीं से भी मार्केट अपसाइड जाने का भी मतलब गारंटी है?
ये लॉन्ग बिल्डअप यहाँ पे कॉल साइड पे,
हाँ,
करेक्ट है सर, बराबर है,
मतलब लोगों को लग रहा है कि मार्केट ऊपर जाएगा इसलिए कॉल साइड लॉन्ग बिल्डअप हो रहा है।
करेक्ट है, वो भी करेक्ट है, वो भी करेक्ट है। ये लॉन्ग बिल्डअप भी वही दिखाता है, शॉर्ट कवरिंग भी वही दिखाता है, और ये अनवाइंडिंग वही दिखाता है, ये अब सब यूज कर सकता है। और इस साइड सेम लॉन्ग बिल्डअप बेरिश होता है, लॉन्ग बिल्डअप बेरिश।
श्रीकांत, लॉन्ग बिल्डअप short covering and long unwinding, मतलब तीनों same ही signal है, but what is the significance in call side? मतलब when we say long build up is happening on the call side, what exactly is happening? People are writing
It
like
means it just means that the see this depends on call price and call OI change, positive call OI change. So see, OI is increasing and price is increasing. It generally means that this happens only when the price is being bid up. So the price is, there is a lot of demand for these calls, they are being bought. So that is the reason why it is bullish. So price of a call will go up only when there is a buying demand, which is obvious, standard demand and supply. So same for put side, this long.
But this also indicates like there are more calls being written, right, on this particular strike
That's
on the ITM side.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
So it is a contradictory like this thing.
Yes,
I mean,
that
from
is the
seller's
reason
point
why.
of view.
Yeah, that is the reason why you should use only one way of identification, one way of analyzing it. Either you just focus on unwindings on both sides, or then you start. I used to discuss. There are few webinars in the beginning where I was using only these buildups. So you can do the same, and once you see long buildup here, you can have one of your technical indicators telling you that where the price is going, and then only when that technical indicator breaks, you exit. You immediately, if you see long buildup here, then you buy, and then you have a trailing stop loss based on some technical indicator. So you can do that. So earlier I used to tell you about that also. There are a few webinars on that also.
I've seen. I'm just getting. I always get confused between just one. Like for example, long build up, as I just said. Then short covering is somebody. People who have written the calls, they are covering their short because the market has moved out and their risk. Same. What is the difference between short covering and long unwinding? So they are also doing ultimately, covering their longs only, or whatever they've written, they are just covering it up.
Long unwinding just means that whatever longs were here, probably they are getting unwinded here. But there is, I mean, this is all just a guess, because it is just based on price change and OI change. So since price has come down, we are saying that the longs have booked profits, because only then the price would come down. I mean, of course, price can come down because lots of calls have got shorted and price has moved down. So, but if price has moved down, then we just assume that whoever had bought earlier, they have probably unwinded. So that is the basis for these kind of. So you either analyze using these, or you analyze using unwinding. So trying to combine these two would be confusing.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, what I feel, sir, but what I feel, sir, that out of your, analysis and whatever you said, that if we see the short build-up, short covering, okay, so that should be the point of entry based on the, price action, right? That will be the best entry point. If we see short covering on the on the long side or short side. So I think that will be the best.
It is
best
a
point of getting into the trade.
It is actually an initial setup. It is an initial indication. You again entry. It is not actually an entry point, but it is a potential entry point, I would say. When you see these unwinding, these are potential entry points. If price continues on that side, if price breaks down from here, then that is an entry.
Okay.
So price breaking down from here is an entry, because there's an unwinding on the put side.
No. I'm talking about call side. Okay. So at 10 a.m. we have seen the short covering. Okay.
Yeah, 10 over here. Yeah, we have seen call unwinding. Yeah, short covering.
Short covering.
Yeah. So it is bullish, supposed to be bullish.
Yeah.
So price has to break out from here. Only then this is an entry point.
Right.
Not here. Not here.
Okay.
That is what I mean.
Okay, and then we can put a stop loss around,
some based on whatever. Either if you go, this would be very close. You can go here, or you can have some kind of a super trend or whatever, some kind of indicator.
Right.
All that is depends.
Just tell me one thing, that you are telling that you can show something on the option buyers, okay, option buying.
Yeah, that is the next topic.
Yeah,
So we have only 15 minutes. Let us go there.
Please, sir, please. So
Any
many
other
questions.
questions anybody has on this particular tool? Amulya ji, आप कुछ पूछ रहे थे?
सर एक्चुअली मुझे ये कहना चाहता था, मतलब मिस्टर विजय ने जब फेस टू फेस में किया था, उन्होंने सिर्फ शॉर्ट कवरिंग का एम्फेसिस दिया था, जिसका मतलब मैं उसको देख के iChart का सब्सक्रिप्शन लिया था
जी।
मुझे एक्चुअली अब अभी जो नीचे जाइए, अभी देखिए लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग का मतलब मैं ये समझता हूँ कि 9:20 में जिसने सौदा किया है 501 पे, ठीक है, उन्होंने जब लॉन्ग वाइंडर शायद उन्होंने भी पोजीशन काटा होगा, इसका मतलब ये भी हो सकता है।
हाँ, हो सकता है, मगर सर ये देखिए, ये आप ये अनवाइंडिंग का एनालिसिस और ये बिल्डअप का एनालिसिस मिक्स मत कीजिए, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि ये मिक्स करने से कंफ्यूजन होता है। क्योंकि ये जो डिस्कस मैंने अभी किया है अनवाइंडिंग का, क्योंकि जिस साइड अनवाइंडिंग होता है मार्केट उस साइड जाने का चांस बढ़ जाता है, तो ये एक टाइप ऑफ एनालिसिस है, ये एक सोचने का तरीका है ये, कि जिस तरफ मार्केट जाएगा। और ये
तो उसको प्राइस एक्शन के साथ कंपेयर करना चाहिए, अगर उस
हाँ, प्राइस एक्शन बराबर, प्राइस एक्शन के साथ वो प्राइस एक्शन और ये मिला के एनालिसिस करना चाहिए इसका। मगर ये आप
तो ठीक है, बराबर।
हाँ, तो ये आप मिक्स मत कीजिए, क्योंकि ये बिल्डअप होता है, ये इसके साथ करेंगे तो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा। तो क्योंकि यहाँ अनवाइंडिंग दिखाएगा और यहाँ शॉर्ट कवरिंग दिखाएगा, यहाँ देखेंगे कि दोनों पोजीशन कट रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे एक अलग दिखा रहा है, ये अलग दिखा रहा है, तो ये थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन होता है। तो ये आप सिर्फ इस पे फोकस कीजिए या फिर इस पे फोकस कीजिए। इसका भी मैंने तरीका बताया है, एक मेरे पुराने वेबिनार्स हैं जिसमें क्लियर है, वो भी कर सकते हैं, वो भी एक अलग तरीके का सॉर्ट ऑफ एनालिसिस है, उससे भी कर सकते हैं आप, थोड़ा डिफरेंट है।
और अभी बात सर, आपका जो नया चीजें ऐड करते हैं उसको नोटिफिकेशन कहाँ पे मिलेगा, मतलब जो iChart का ये पे मतलब प्लेटफॉर्म पे?
चैनल है सर, एक चैनल टेलीग्राम चैनल है जिसमें हम पोस्ट करते हैं, तो मैं
नहीं मतलब को प्लेटफॉर्म पे नोटिफिकेशन आना चाहिए ना, वो मतलब हर बार तो कोई देखता नहीं, जो तो iChart का टेलीग्राम में मैं ज्वाइन हूँ, लेकिन वो आपका iChart का प्लेटफॉर्म पे शो करना चाहिए या नोटिफिकेशन आना चाहिए कि समथिंग न्यू एडेड?
यहाँ पे तो दिखाना मुश्किल है सर, यहाँ पे इसमें ऐड होता है, मगर वो ये सारा हम लोग टेलीग्राम चैनल से ही हम लोग बताते हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पे बताना थोड़ा इजी नहीं है।
आपका एक वो वेबसाइट अपडेट्स वाला एक सेक्शन है, मतलब इसमें आई थिंक वो
अपडेटेड नहीं है मेरे ख्याल से, ये वाला।
हाँ, वो अपडेटेड नहीं है। वहाँ पे जो टेलीग्राम का पोस्ट अगर वो वहाँ पे चला जाएगा, आई थिंक पीपल कैन यूज इट, लाइक आई थिंक वो जो
ठीक है सर, ये करता हूँ, ये मैं अपडेट कराता हूँ और ये रेगुलर कुछ ऑटोमेटेड करा देता हूँ, टेलीग्राम चैनल से डायरेक्ट इसमें आ जाए, ऐसे कुछ करता हूँ, तो
कुछ लोग टेलीग्राम जो यूज नहीं करते हैं, दे कैन जस्ट यूज दिस वन।
श्योर। अमूल्य जी करते हैं सर कुछ?
सर बीटा में जो ऑप्शंस आते हैं वो सेम चीज ऑप्शंस में अवेलेबल है, उसमें डिफरेंस सर क्या है?
बहुत सारे मैंने जो इसमें बताया कि ये ऐड हुआ है, ये वाला ऐड हुआ है, ये बहुत सारा ऐड हुआ है इसमें। आप ये ऑप्शंस ब्रेकअप पे यहाँ पे देखें तो इसमें काफी सारे यहाँ पे वो ऑप्शंस नहीं है, यहाँ पे कॉलम्स हाइड करने के ऑप्शंस नहीं है, और ये कलर कोडिंग थोड़ा अलग है इसमें, तो ये पूरा इसमें चेंज किया है हमने। और ये यहाँ पे ये लाइन कैंडल ऐड किया, ये नीचे का चार्ट भी नहीं, ये वाला चार्ट भी नहीं होता है।
जो ऑप्शन चेन सर, एक मिनट, वो जो ऑप्शन चेन का डाटा है क्या हम एक्सेल पे डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं क्या?
ओनली डाउनलोड होता है, अपडेट नहीं होता है सर।
अच्छा, ओनली डाउनलोड होता है?
ओनली डाउनलोड होता है, ये यहाँ पे जो बटन है इससे डाउनलोड होता है, अपडेट नहीं होता।
लाइव अपडेट नहीं होगा?
नहीं, वो आगे जाके देंगे, वो उसका प्लान है, मगर अभी रेडी नहीं है, वो आगे जाके प्रोवाइड करेंगे उसको।
ओके।
और एक बात बोलना चाहता हूं का डिफरेंस का एक थोड़ा शॉर्ट डिटेल में समझाइए
सर। ये अभी इसके लिए टाइम नहीं रहेगा, एक स्ट्रैटेजी मुझे अभी बताना है, 10 मिनट ही है अभी, तो इसका एनालिसिस एग्जैक्टली सेम है सर। ये जो है, आप ये बस इसमें जो अनवाइंडिंग है, ये अनवाइंडिंग हमने यहाँ पे चार्ट दिया है, ये जो परसेंट OI चेंज का चार्ट है, ये अनवाइंडिंग का चार्ट है। तो ये बस ये अनवाइंडिंग ट्रैक करना है कि मार्केट अगर मार्केट अगर ऊपर जाने वाला है तो आप ये ऊपर के साइड का अनवाइंडिंग आप देखेंगे। ये मैं 10 मिनट कर देता हूँ यहाँ पे, 1 मिनट प्राइसेस। तो ये ऑल स्ट्राइक्स है बैंक निफ्टी। इसमें यहाँ पे आप अनवाइंडिंग आप ट्रैक कर सकते हैं। सेम यहाँ पे चार्ट के इसमें हमने फॉर्म में दिया है। तो अनवाइंडिंग यहाँ पे एक्चुअली बहुत लेट अनवाइंडिंग आया है, ये इसीलिए मैं वो जो इसमें जो एडवांटेज है वो थोड़ा इसमें अनवाइंडिंग फास्ट दिखता नहीं है। यहाँ पे काफी लेट अनवाइंडिंग दिखाया आपको अपसाइड का, यानी आपको ट्रिगर तो होगा नहीं, लेकिन इसका एनालिसिस सेम है, एग्जैक्टली सेम है। यहाँ पे जो आपको अगर यहाँ पे सिग्निफिकेंट अनवाइंडिंग जहाँ पे दिखता है, मार्केट उस साइड जाने का चांस ज्यादा है। तो यहाँ 1040 पे आपको पहला 1%, 1% से ज्यादा अनवाइंडिंग आपको दिखाएगा। तो यहाँ पे फर्स्ट काइंड ऑफ फर्स्ट सिग्नल यहाँ पे आया हुआ है 1040 पे अपसाइड का। लेकिन फिर यहाँ पे आपको ट्रिगर हुआ ही नहीं। वो ट्रिगर तब होता जब यहाँ 1040 के बाद मार्केट ऊपर जाता, तो ही फिर ये सिग्नल ट्रिगर होता। लेकिन आप देखेंगे ऑप्शन ओआई ब्रेकअप अगर यूज करेंगे तो आपको यहाँ पे बाय आया था। तो यहाँ थोड़ा कुछ आप अगर कुछ छोटा सा टारगेट होता तो आप यहाँ पे कैच कर सकते थे ये मूव को, लेकिन वो यहाँ पे होता नहीं, क्योंकि ये तो ये पूरा का पूरा मिस हो जाता। तो ऐसे एडवांटेज इसमें थोड़ा ज्यादा है। तो ऐसे इन द मनी ऑप्शंस यूज करके आप कर सकते हैं। लेकिन एट द सेम काफी लोग हैं जो इसमें भी करते हैं। आप इसमें सेलेक्टेड स्ट्राइक्स में जाके इसमें भी आप इन द मनी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, पुट स्ट्राइक सेलेक्ट करके आप वो भी सेम एनालिसिस इस पे कर सकते हैं। तो एनालिसिस इसमें सेम है, बस आप एक एक्स्ट्रा इसमें ये है कि डिफ वाई चेंज डिफ जो है ये इनिशियल आपको डायरेक्शन दिखाएगा। तो यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव है, मार्केट चालू होने के बाद पॉजिटिव था, फिर यहाँ पे नेगेटिव हो गया, मार्केट नेगेटिव हो गया, यहाँ से पॉजिटिव होना चालू हुआ। तो वैसे भी करते हैं लोग। यहाँ पे अगर एक बार थोड़ा पहले आधा घंटा एक छोड़ दीजिए, उसके बाद चालू कीजिए, तो यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा डाउन मूव है। तो अब वो अगर आप 3 मिनट्स पे है तो
मींस डिफरेंस कलर डिफरेंस इज ट्रेंडिंग कलर ना।
हाँ हाँ, बस वही है। तो इसमें आप अगर ये थोड़े लोग ये ऐसे करते हैं 3 मिनट्स में जाके, या ये पूरा का पूरा मूव आप कैप्चर कर सकते हैं। तो इनिशियली ऐसा करना है कि यहाँ पे जैसे ही आपको सिग्निफिकेंट ये 11,000 नहीं चलेगा, मगर ये बड़ा सा जो है 930 से आप रेडी हो सकते हैं शॉर्ट करने के लिए, 930 से। तो यहाँ पे 930 जो है यहाँ पे शॉर्ट करने के लिए आप रेडी हो सकते हैं। लेकिन मार्केट यहाँ से जब टूटता है तभी आप शॉर्ट करेंगे, यहाँ पे इसी बार पे शॉर्ट करेंगे आप। तो ऐसे फॉलो कर सकते हैं। और जैसे फिर आपका एग्जिट होने का आपका कुछ टारगेट होगा, या फिर आपका ट्रेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस या ऐसा जो भी इंडिकेटर होगा, उससे आप एग्जिट हो जाइए। और फिर यहाँ पे जब बड़ा सा ग्रीन दिखता है 10-15 के आसपास, तो आप यहाँ फिर आपका बाइंग चालू कर सकते हैं। और यहाँ पे तो आप कलर के हिसाब से आपको वो आ जाएगा, आपको बराबर आप ट्रेंड में रहेंगे। तो ट्रेंड ये जो बड़ा सा डाउन ट्रेंड है वो भी आप कैप्चर कर सकेंगे। तो लेकिन आपको बराबर प्राइस बेस्ड इंडिकेटर फॉलो करके करना चाहिए इसके साथ जी।
ओके सर,
तो ये एक मेथड है, और दूसरा मेथड ये अनवाइंडिंग का है। तो ये 2 मेथड्स इसमें यूज कर सकते हैं। तो ऐसा है।
एक और सर सजेशन है, एफएनओ स्टॉक के अंदर हिस्टोरिकल बिल्डअप का आप ऐड कर सकते हैं तो अच्छा है, पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक का अगर देखना है हिस्टोरिकल। हेलो,
हिस्टोरिकल फिर से बताइए क्या सर, किसमें?
एफएनओ स्टॉक का हिस्टोरिकल बिल्डअप का डेटा, मतलब कितने टाइम वो लॉन्ग था, लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग हुआ, मतलब आप ट्रैक कर सकते हैं कि आप ट्रेंड में जब पोजीशन बनाना हो, जब लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग होता है उस टाइम पोजीशन बनाने के लिए पता चलेगा।
हाँ सर, ये एक्चुअली हाँ ये रेडी होना है, ये अभी रेडी नहीं है। तो ये करेंगे, इसका भी प्लान है हमारे पास। तो ये भी शायद हम करेंगे। आइडिया अच्छा है वैसे।
श्रीकांत सर,
या
पवन बोल रहा हूँ सर। वो अभी बीटा में रेजिस्टेंस और सपोर्ट के बारे में बात हुई थी, अभी हो सकता है वो सेशन या अभी बाद में?
हाँ,
ऑप्शन बाइंग के लिए बता दीजिए सर।
अभी ऑप्शन बाइंग का एक स्ट्रैटेजी बचा हुआ है, टाइम तो खत्म हुआ है एक्चुअली 10-15 मिनट।
सर ऑप्शन बाइंग का स्ट्रेटजी बताइए। एंड सर one thing that do you have any hand holding kind of a program, like I mean those who are new in this particular field, so maybe you can
nothing
have
sir. What I will do is, no, I really do, we don't have anything like that. But what I can do is, I know these too many topics are being discussed in these webinars. What I can do is I can really next webinar that I do, I can go to basics and start focus only on the basics for the whole webinar. So I can do that. Probably we can do it on the next weekend, but we don't have actual live hand holding kind of thing. It is because it is not practical. I'm totally tied up during market hours, so it is live will not be possible. And whatever it is, I can do only on using these webinars basically.
Okay. So why
Sir,
we
please.
meeting next weekend? I mean, can't we make during the week? I mean, maybe in the late hours, something around 9 to 11, around that time. Maybe it's just a request. Okay.
We'll try, sir. I'll try. You can just remind me the week in between. I'll think about it.
सर ऑप्शन स्नैपशॉट में तो कॉलम सिलेक्टेड हो सकता है क्या? VWAP
अभी वो ऐड होना है, इसमें वो पूरा नहीं है अभी। ये जब चेंज करेंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम ऐड करेंगे।
तो ये VWAP ऐड हो जाता तो फिल्टर करने में आसान हो जाता है।
ठीक है सर। सर मुझे ये चालू करना है अभी। सर काइंडली एवरीबॉडी म्यूट। ये मुझे एक बार डिस्क्राइब करूंगा मैं तो जल्द से। तो मुझे एक बार काइंडली म्यूट
please share
एवरीबॉडी।
the strategy, sir.
Yeah, strategy. I'm going to the strategy. Kindly mute. Everybody mute.
हेलो श्रीकांत सर, एक मिनट है। डाटा से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन था मेरा सर। सर जो टोटल अपना CPE है ना वीटा में, ओपन करेंगे सर एक बार?
नहीं सर, अभी ओपन नहीं कर सकता सर, क्योंकि टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास।
ओके, बट सर उसमें 11 साढ़े 11 बजे तक हमारा जो डाटा होता है वो एक्यूरेट आता है, बट सर 12 बजे के बाद वो करंट कैंडल का डाटा शो करने लगता है, और फिर उसके बाद फिर वो दो तीन
ओपन करता हूँ सर। एक मिनट ओपन करता हूँ। हाँ बोलिए सर, क्या इशू?
हाँ सर, इसमें क्या है ना, 11 साढ़े 11 बजे तक डाटा 3 मिनट जो अपना डिले आता है वो एक्यूरेट आता है, फिर चेंज नहीं होता है। ओके, बट
आपका कोई डबल सेशन तो नहीं है आपको?
नहीं सर।
हाँ, क्योंकि ये तो पूरे दिन एवरी 3 मिनट्स अपडेट होता है सर। हम लोग ईच एंड एवरी डे मॉनिटर करते हैं, एक दिन भी मिस नहीं होता है। अब अगर डेटा रुक गया तो आपको टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में पता चलेगा, 100-150 मैसेजेस इमीडिएटली आ जाएंगे।
नहीं सर, इसमें क्या मेरा डेली का शार्प ऑब्जर्वेशन है, 11 साढ़े 11 बजे तक पिछला डाटा कुछ भी चेंज नहीं होगा, लेकिन 12 साढ़े 12 के बाद सारी करंट कैंडल का शो करने लगता है। मींस अगर 3 मिनट का चार्ट है।
राइट समझ गया मैं। आप ये इसमें कौन से ऑप्शंस यूज करते हैं?
नियर एटीएम।
हाँ, नियर एटीएम। आप ये वाला ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट मत कीजिए।
1 मिनट में हटा देता हूँ सर।
1 मिनट नहीं, ये ऑटो एडजस्ट।
ऑटो एडजस्ट एटीएम।
हाँ, इसको सेलेक्ट मत कीजिए।
ओके।
क्योंकि ये सेलेक्ट करने से ये वाला जो सेलेक्टेड सेंटर स्ट्राइक है, ये चेंज हो जाता है। इसके सारे बाजू वाले स्ट्राइक्स चेंज हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि ऑटो एडजस्ट एटीएम है। ये ऑटोमेटिकली एट द मनी स्ट्राइक एडजस्ट होता है। ये डेटा चेंज होता है तो ये पूरा सारा का सारा यहाँ से डेटा चेंज हो जाता है, पूरा का पूरा।
हाँ, क्योंकि सर मैं टोटल इस पे ही खेलता हूँ, इसके अलावा कुछ भी नहीं देखता हूँ।
हाँ, तो ये क्या कीजिए, ये जब ओपन करेंगे आप, ये स्ट्राइक नोट कर लीजिए, वही स्ट्राइक रहने दीजिए, इसको हटा दीजिए, और ये पूरा के पूरे दिन पेज रीलोड मत कीजिए, क्योंकि आप रीलोड करेंगे तो ये नियर एटीएम जो भी टाइम आपको रीलोड करेंगे उस टाइम पे जो एटीएम है वो एटीएम हो जाएगा। तो आपको अगर सुबह में जैसे था वैसे चाहिए तो सुबह में ये वाला जो एटीएम स्ट्राइक है यहाँ पे, वो वाला एटीएम स्ट्राइक यहाँ पे सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए और वही स्ट्राइक पे आइए। सेलेक्टेड स्ट्राइक्स, यही स्ट्राइक्स लगा दीजिए, वरना ऑल स्ट्राइक्स पे जाएंगे। क्योंकि नियर एटीएम अगर ये वाला आप सेलेक्ट करेंगे तो ये पूरा दिन भर चेंज होता रहेगा। ये 11 बजे नहीं, अगर आप मार्केट बड़ा मूव हुआ तो आपको 9 साढ़े 9 बजे भी चेंज हो जाएगा डेटा सारा का सारा। समझ गया आप इशू क्या?
बट हाँ मैं समझ गया सर, बट कि मैं क्या है, इंट्राडे प्लेयर है ना, जब तक एटीएम वाला सर डरेगा नहीं ऑप्शन सेलर, तब तक हमको बेनिफिट नहीं होगा। इसके लिए मैं ऑटो एडजस्ट करके उसको सेट करता हूँ।
हाँ, तो फिर ऑटो एडजस्ट करेंगे तो फिर आपको नहीं फिर ऑटो एडजस्ट आप करेंगे तो फिर ये सुबह वाला डेटा आप भूल जाइए। अगर 11 बजे अगर पूरा शिफ्ट हो गया और नया एटीएम जो भी है वहां पे आ गया, तो आप ये डेटा यहाँ से ऊपर वाला डेटा यूज कीजिए, उसके नीचे वाला डेटा फिर यूज मत कीजिए, क्योंकि वो फिर अलग रहेगा। क्योंकि फिर करंट डेटा के हिसाब से चेंज हुआ होगा। अब ऑटो एडजस्ट बोलेंगे तो फिर वो पुराना डेटा, सुबह वाला डेटा छोड़ दीजिए।
यस, क्योंकि मैं कंसेक्यूटिव तीन मिनट का 3 डाटा पकड़ता है सर, जिधर साइड जाता है मार्केट उधर ही साइड राइड करता हूँ।
राइट,
और
ठीक है।
99% चांसेस है कि वो
हाँ,
उधर ही
तो ये
मार्केट
ऑटो एडजस्ट आप करेंगे तो फिर आप पुराना डेटा मत देखिए, आप जो भी टाइम पे देख रहे हैं
सर ये 1 मिनट चार्ट क्या है?
1 मिनट
1
चार्ट
मिनट चार्ट
मतलब 1 मिनट चार्ट मतलब ये चार्ट है। ये चार्ट 1
वो
मिनट
नीचे
में आपको
साइड।
देखना है या ये 3 मिनट? ये आप अगर निकाल देंगे तो अब ये 3 मिनट का चार्ट दिखेगा आपको, ये 3 मिनट का चार्ट दिखेगा।
ओके।
और यहाँ पे आप 60 मिनट लगाएंगे टाइम इंटरवल पे, तो आपको ये 60 मिनट के कैंडल दिखेंगे यहाँ। तो लेकिन आपको ये ऐसे नहीं चाहिए, अगर आपको 1 मिनट चाहिए और 60 मिनट इंटरवल का ओपन इंटरेस्ट चाहिए तो आप ये 1 मिनट चार्ट सेलेक्ट कीजिए। चार्ट 1 मिनट का रहेगा लेकिन ओपन इंटरेस्ट का डेटा पूरा 60 मिनट का रहेगा। या 15 मिनट लगाएंगे तो चार्ट 1 मिनट का रहेगा, 15 मिनट का ओपन इंटरेस्ट डेटा रहेगा।
अच्छा सर, ये फ्यूचर में भी सेम है? फ्यूचर में जैसे मैं फ्यूचर का भी एक टैब खोल के रखता हूँ कि फ्यूचर में बिल्डअप हो रहा है या अनवाइंडिंग हो रहा है, तो वहाँ पे भी कभी कभी जैसे मेरे को दिखता है कि 3 मिनट में शॉर्ट बिल्डअप हुआ, बट वो 3 मिनट की कैंडल क्लोज होने
कहाँ
के
पे? ये
बाद
वाला बिल्डअप, ये वाला ओआई ब्रेकअप?
सर ओआई ब्रेकअप फ्यूचर कल।
नहीं, बस
यस,
इसमें कुछ चेंज नहीं होता।
इसमें जैसे मान लीजिए कहीं पे भी जैसे लॉन्ग बिल्डअप है, तो अगर मान लीजिए करंट कैंडल चल रहा है तो यहाँ पे लॉन्ग बिल्डअप है, जब कैंडल क्लोज हो गई उसके बाद तो फिर कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि सर शॉर्ट बिल्डअप शो करने लगता है
ये
सेम।
सिर्फ ऊपर वाला होता है, क्योंकि ये ऊपर वाला जो है सबसे ऊपर वाला कैंडल ये 15 मिनट के लिए अपडेट होते रहता है। तो ये ऊपर वाला चेंज होता रहेगा जब तक ये अभी आप अगर 12:30
नहीं,
देख रहे
मैं
हैं।
दोनों 3 मिनट का रखता हूँ सर, टाइम फ्रेम दोनों 3 मिनट का रखता हूँ, 3 मिनट का।
नहीं, 3 मिनट जो भी है, आप ये अगर आप ये 11 बजे मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं, 11 बजे
यस,
मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं और टाइम अभी 11:01 है, तो आपको ये 11 बजे 3 मिनट का ये अपडेट होता रहेगा 3 मिनट के लिए। ये 3 मिनट के लिए ये चेंज होता रहेगा। ये चेंज होता है 11:03 को ये डेटा खत्म होके फाइनल अपडेट हो जाएगा और ये 11:03 के बाद ये वाला चालू हो जाएगा। ये सिर्फ चेंज आप लेटेस्ट बार में देखेंगे। आप
करंट
लेटेस्ट रो
कैंडल
में
में तो सर 0 शो करता है।
हाँ,
करंट
पिछला
कैंडल
डेटा
में
चेंज नहीं होगा, पिछला डेटा चेंज नहीं होगा, करंट डेटा चेंज होता रहेगा 3 मिनट।
करंट कैंडल तो करंट वाला सर 0 दिखता है, 0।
नहीं, वो तो सिर्फ पहले फर्स्ट 1 मिनट के अपडेट में दिखता है। ओआई पहला अपडेट ओआई आ गया तो फिर अपडेट होना चालू हो जाए।
यस,
हाँ, 3
हाँ
मिनट के
वही
लिए
मैं कह रहा था
या
सर, वो 12, यस एग्जैक्टली वही मैं कह रहा था, 12 बजे के बाद वो है करंट कैंडल का भी शो करने लगता है, उससे पहले जो है सर 0 ही दिखेगा।
ये ऐसे ही होता है सर, ये एवरी 3 मिनट्स अपडेट होता है ना ओपन इंटरेस्ट। तो पहले जब ये दिखेगा तो ये आप मुझे एक बार मुझे मैं समझना है, इसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए। ये मैं आप मुझे आप एक बार टेलीग्राम में कल पिंग कीजिए, मैं सुबह में देखूंगा और आपको बताऊंगा। अभी तो टाइम नहीं है सर मेरे
जस्ट
पास,
जिस
मुझे
टाइम पे
यहाँ
सर
पे जाना
चेंज
है।
होगा ना, मैं उस टाइम पे आपको मैसेज करूंगा।
हाँ, उसके पहले कीजिए सर, मैं मॉनिटर करना चालू करूँ।
यस यस, आप सर 12 बजे के बाद कभी मॉनिटर कीजिए, वो चेंजिंग होना चालू होगा। 12 बजे से पहले कुछ नहीं हो, 12 बजे एक्यूरेट दिखाएगा, वो डाटा भी 0 दिखाएगा
सर
और
पूरे दिन
बराबर
एक्यूरेट
चलेगा।
होता है सर, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है उसमें, क्योंकि हम लोग ये सब सारे टूल्स 24 आवर पूरे के पूरे टाइम मॉनिटर करते हैं। तो एनीवे में जो इसमें है मैं आपको समझाऊंगा वो टाइम।
ओके,
एनीवे,
क्योंकि
चलो
सर मैं भी बहुत शार्पली इसको देख रहा हूँ।
अब ये स्ट्रैटेजी है ऑप्शन स्नैपशॉट और प्राइस वर्सेस ओआई के कॉम्बिनेशन का। तो इसमें भी ये जो डिस्कस कर रहे थे हम लोग, ये जो राइटर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से एनालिसिस होता है, तो इसमें ऑप्शन बाइंग के लिए ऑप्शन बाइंग जो है, इसमें इश्यू क्या होता है, टाइम डीके का होता है। तो टाइम डीके अवॉइड करने के लिए, स्पेशली जब ट्यूसडे वेंसडे थर्सडे के दिन आते हैं, तो क्योंकि डीके बढ़ जाता है तो उस दिन आपका टाइमिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। So if anybody is not able to understand, let me know. I'll explain in English also. So for that reason, what we do is we use Option Snapshot tool to see where we are getting huge increase in open interest. Ideally, it starts in the morning and open interest gets built up throughout the day. I mean, of course, this you may not get opportunity every day, and you might have to monitor ideally start monitoring a little bit late in the morning, like around 11:30 or so. After that, kindly mute please, sub mute kar lijiye please. Now the idea is to monitor from morning and identify strikes where, or identify options where there is a huge increase in OI and the price has gone down. Whenever there is a huge increase in OI, price has gone down. After this, these two things happen. Both of these have to happen. OI increase, price decrease. Kindly mute, please. Kindly mute. I should probably start removing people if they keep unmuting. Anyway, so these two conditions have to get satisfied. OI has to, big increase in OI has to be there, and a price decrease has to be there. Now, once these two conditions are satisfied, what has happened? Huge writing has taken place because lot of OI has increased, and who is going to write or who is going to trade options when the price is decreasing? Writers, of course. So lots of put writers here have built up their positions while price has gone down. So like now these people, all these writers, we are assuming these are writers because price has been going down. So now this is put price going down and OI increasing. Now all these, we are saying that once the price put price starts increasing for this particular strike, starts increasing, what will these writers have to do? They will have to exit because they are in profits. They don't want their profits to go into loss. If this shoots up more, they'll be in bigger trouble. So what is going to happen is once these two conditions are satisfied, OI increasing, price decreasing, and after that you put price starts going up, this will go flat because writers will stop writing, they'll start unwinding. But much before that, once the move starts and you have seen big OI increase, there is a very good chance that this can shoot up like that. So here your risk is very low. Of course, you should not start buying here itself. You start buying once this starts going up. Probably this breaks this reaction high here, this reaction high here. Let me. So 850. What has happened is here, once these highs start to get broken, now here what is going to happen is here the OI is going to come under stress, and you will see that this is not the only option that you can also do this in this option. You can also do this in this option. So once you just need to sit here and identify the options, you'll either get a chance in puts or in calls. So just see where the good chances. I mean, so see, even ideally, if you see even this has the same setup, but here probably it will fail. If you start buy here, you will probably go out at break even or a slightly small loss also. Maybe you will buy over here after this reaction high is broken, and then you will exit here. But then fine, you take these kind of trades also, it's fine. But you still need to take this side also. Whichever side it is happening, you should be ready. So once you identify these conditions, OI increasing, price decreasing, and then price starts to, you need a really good build-up. You need a really good build-up. You can't do it for a very small build-up. So identify this. Once price starts to go up, there is a very good chance you will see these kind of trades happening every day, almost every day. I mean, the bigger the move that has happened in the market, the bigger the chance that there is some kind of trade, such kind of trade that has set up. So you can do this, or you can drop down to this, and this is the same one here. If you have VWAP here, you can use this. This is a similar concept. The ideal point would be once this goes above VWAP. Once this goes above VWAP and huge increase in prices happen, you monitor here, then switch here, and you can then buy here and have your stop somewhere below this over here. Even if you, I mean, something, I mean, if price fluctuates and it comes down here and goes up again, get out here and then again get in here above VWAP. But try and get, you'll be able to grab, able to grab this part of the price move, because but this you will get good at this. You start monitoring this, you will get good at this, because the only thing that you need to see is from the morning where there has been a very good heavy buildup, and then at the same time price has gone down. Once you see these two switch here, and then once price starts to go up, you will know that all these sellers have got trapped and now they are under pressure. They will have to unwind, and when they unwind, price will shoot up like anything, because for unwinding they have to close those positions, they have to buy these puts. Once they buy these puts, the price will shoot up because huge demand will be there. So this will feed in onto itself. I mean, that is the whole idea basically, and that's the whole strategy. There are quite a few people I have taught this to, and they are doing it successfully. And you just need practice. You just need to sit and monitor this. You need to try and see where.
Sir, instead of hello.
Sir, can we add VWAP?
Yeah.
On this OI snapshot.
Sorry.
So it would be helpful if we can add VWAP on the OI snapshot.
Yeah. The plan is there. We will be adding that. At the moment, it is not there. This is pending to be done. We'll definitely.
Then we will not have to go to the price versus OI.
Yes, very true. Yes, we'll be doing that. I'll try and speed it up. But yeah, we have to do this. We'll do it.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Srikanji.
Yeah.
Srikanji, I have one big question. Same what you are showing now. In that, when you compare the last week same OI each day, that's a good benefit where the actually maximum OI get built up at this present. Is it possible to do that? Because we have some measurement. This is the OI maximum build up last week same time. This I'm doing, but it's not possible for keeping the two charts. Some other charts I am using, but it's difficult to correlate between last week and now. You are getting me right? I should have some measurement. This is the OI. No, last week same time, same 17,850 call OI is. Last week means same strike. Last week, where is the current market price is there? Suppose take the ATM strike now. Same ATM strike. Last week same Monday. What was the last Monday? What was the same time? What is the open interest? To compare the between.
Why would you want that?
No, this I want to see where is the maximum OI buildup at the ATM strikes.
No, sir. Last week maybe the defense strike was the
Yeah, I mean, this you would not be trading the same.
No, I'm saying that. No, I'm saying last week ATM strike, this week ATM strike.
How would that comparison?
I don't know. You can take a look at it. I have not looked at it. I mean, I've never thought about it that way.
No, last week ATM strike is 18,150. This week ATM strike is 18,300.
Okay.
Like both you can compare it, right? It's the ATM strikes both.
What is the point of comparing?
See, the point of comparing is normally I'm doing the straddles with re-entry. What is my observation is when I'm doing the straddles with re-entry, last week and this week, almost all it's matching. Where the re-entry is happening, it's almost all matching. Then only I come to this idea.
Okay, what is the idea? But I mean, I have still not got anything.
No, if it is higher than the last week ATM OI strike is for call. Suppose takes last week ATM OI is call strike is some assume that some 30,000 or some 3 lakhs is there. This week is it 6 lakhs. Definitely people will come out from there.
That is a very different point. It is not even required for you to look into that. We are talking about intraday OI buildup since morning. It does not matter what has happened to this strikes OI for the whole week or even yesterday. It does not matter at all. What this is only pure and simple OI buildup since morning. That's it.
I understand your point, but where to get the maximum OI buildup? That only I am doubting. I should have some comparison there. There only I'm getting.
If you want, I mean, for not this strategy, you're talking about something else, right?
No, sir. I want to see this point is the maximum OI buildup. That only I want to see. Suppose if you take the ATM strike or
Try,
OTM strike.
go to
Yeah, how to get
option chain. You go to historical. Check at the end of the day where the max OI strike was, and you can experiment with it.
You're correct. You're getting me. Only thing is from where it can return. That point I want to say.
Where it can?
Just now you said where it can return means OA build-up happened maximum. Then sellers will come out. Price will go up.
That is, you're talking about
catch that
happening
point,
over many number of days.
सर नहीं सर एक्चुअली ये चाहते हैं
On the same page, you can
इंट्राडे
highlight
में
the strike.
वो हायर